trade scoring, irrational activists. Others remain dormant, factual passages. Able to wage war when time call for it. Burn fire upon corporate setting his back. So let's fall forward. See the big picture. Don't get stuck on small portraits. Tap resources, just three inner forces. Mind, body, and soul working like piano chords. Linking the piece together from the root like Neanderthals. Reserving animalistic behavior when I convert into the cross satanic spiritual savior. Words that are used are the truth if I never gave ya anything else in your life. Remember words that I breathed on this mic. I print people a copy to read what I write. Tell it fast like my speed on a bike. Like a native chief, I speak and bring peace with a pipe. Subtle as a thief in the night with beats that I like. Check it come I'm blacking out like Slobodan Milosevic. Hold that, take some with you. Eternal pain when New Jerusalem hit you. Fall back, don't press the issue with script, lock, script, check, Bethlehem officials.
Yo, what is up, people? Welcome. We are doing a roundtable and spoiler review of the Book of Boba Fett that dropped last night. No, today. But got Mike and Yellow Does It in the house. Well, Yellow Does It just popped out, so I guess we got Mike right now. What's up, Mike? What's going on? Okay, looks like we just got
there it is. No,
right
yeah, okay. No, they were both muted. What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing?
All right, I'm good.
Excellent. Glad you could pop in. And Yellow Does It is back. What's up, Mr. Yellow Does It? What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I mean, what's good, people? How you feel and all that, man? We chilling, you feel what I'm saying? Like, we got good shit going.
Yeah, man. We chilling. Figure, do a little spoiler Boba Fett roundtable talk, man. Wasn't really doing much, so I figured, why not? What'd you guys think of the episode?
I enjoyed it. I liked the flashbacks to see exactly how he got out of the Sarlacc Pit. Because I have read that before, where he actually did get out of the Sarlacc Pit before. But then again, whether that's canon or not, that's something entirely different. Although it can kind of be. I mean, this dude just keeps getting thrown into the fucking Sarlacc Pit, so stuff happens like that. But I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a little. It filled more the backstory in as far as what happened on Tatooine with Boba, and it wasn't really necessarily too much of the contemporary stuff, other than the parkour experience. But other than that, it was it was good. It was good.
Before I get to Yellow, you read the EU how Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc Pit, right?
Well, yeah, it was in the original Marvel comics, the first run, not the one that they're doing currently. Excuse me. It was I think it was in the 80s, 86 maybe, somewhere around there. It was like right after the adaptation of Return of the Jedi. And something I think it was Han and Leia went back to Tatooine for like a diplomatic mission or whatever. And what happens is before they get onto the planet, the Sarlacc spit out Boba Fett, and the Jawas found him and put him in the sandcrawler. And he had amnesia. He didn't remember who he was. He didn't remember how he got there, or nothing like that. So when Han and Leia get there, somebody, I think it was the Jawas, they stole R2 or 3PO, or even both of them. I don't remember what it was. However it was, the droids get on the sandcrawler. So Leia and Han, they find out, where the droids went and all that, and then they go to rescue them. And as they're shooting at the sandcrawler, essentially what happens is, like, the brakes of course get hit. So it is careening towards the Sarlacc Pit again. And what happens is Han gets on top of the sandcrawler, and he reaches down to grab R2 and 3PO, if he was there, and pull them out. And then he sees Boba Fett, and Boba Fett doesn't recognize him, no. So he's like, what should I do? So right when they're near the pit, he reaches down, and he's like, come on, give me your hand. And then he reaches up, and something triggers Boba Fett's memory, and then he realizes, and he looks, he's like, Solo. And then what happens is he goes to shoot at him, and then Han rolls off of the sandcrawler, and the sandcrawler falls back into the Sarlacc Pit. So technically, I mean, I guess that could still happen, but it was fun.
Which did you like better?
That was not. Stop it. That was not terrible. It's
all of that sounded horrible.
It's my recollection that's terrible. Trust me, the story was good.
I doubt it.
Which did you like better, the way they did it in this one or in the comic?
Well, I mean, I guess this, because imagining the Sarlacc swallowing the entire sandcrawler might be a little logistical. I have to wrap my head around that. I don't know exactly. I don't remember exactly. No, I don't think a sandcrawler would fit into the Sarlacc pit.
I don't think so either.
At least what we saw in Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Right.
So I guess this one with him, because it hit his rocket pack and then he just, fell into it. So yeah, I guess this one was better.
Got you. Yellow does it. What'd you think?
Overall, for the most part, episode's fine, I guess. It wasn't really bad. I know there's some like stuff in there that Star Wars fans are gonna be like, "Rah, you ruined Star Wars. Why isn't Han Solo there?" Because they can't pay Harrison enough. But I don't know. I don't know. It's fine, I guess. I really love the opening sequence and the closing sequence. I thought were really good, although I'm not particularly interested in the flashback story. I like the, telling the story over flashbacks while you're doing the present time and having the flashbacks link with the present time thematically or whatever else. The thing that, the arrow thing from the CW that they seem to be doing pretty well, or that they seem to be trying to do on this show. We'll see if it's good later.
So you think they're going to continue doing flashbacks?
Absolutely. No question.
Yeah.
Remember the lady that beat him up, or everybody assumes is a lady that beat him up after he broke off the chain and all that shit? Remember how many, even though we can't see her face and she's wearing all kinds of crazy shit, she got mad close-ups and one-shots and like all kinds of, those scenes that are supposed to tell us what the characters are feeling because we can see their facial expressions. She's obviously gonna matter. She's gonna take that shit off, and it's gonna be. A lot of people think it's Fennec Shand. I thought it was Fennec Shand at first. I don't know why it would be Fennec Shand. It seems very strange to me, but especially when you consider that, like, it seemed in the Mandalorian that he found her and nursed her back to health. But I mean, I guess if they had a prior relationship, then that's why he would do that. But I don't know. It just seemed very strange. It seems like a strange thing. So I don't know who it is that's under those robes, but it's obviously going to play a part in the future. You don't give people without faces one-shot close-ups if they don't matter. You feel me?
So you think that they're going to take off her helmet and show it someone important?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you think it's a her?
That's what they said. They think it's a her, and kind of like she's a little. The body seems petite. You know what I'm saying? Thin, and I guess maybe there's a hip or something. I don't know what they saw that made them think it's a her, but I think it's a her. Yeah.
Did they literally think it was a her, or did they just want to hate it because they wanted to throw female?
Well, no one said it was bad. They just said that's a girl beating up Boba Fett. Maybe they're like, oh, another person is beating up Boba Fett, but it's like, as far as I know, Boba Fett's only ever been beat up. So
hey, that's facts. Because you do remember though, there were people that were hating on Gina Carano when she first came on.
Yeah.
Beat up Mando.
Mandalorian needed a woman's help. Blah 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 blah.
Which is crazy because like I was like, this bitch cannot act. But they were all like, a woman in Star Wars. I was like, oh, okay, that's
but you know what's
be mad about it, I guess.
You know what's funny about that? Because I remember when that happened, everybody hated Gina Carano. Then when she went against Disney, now she's like the savior. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's do Gina Carano. I was like, that's kind of weird because none of you guys really liked her at the beginning. But it is what it is. So what are your guys' positives of this episode? What did you really like about this episode, Mike?
I guess I liked some of the cinematography, the direction, the music. I did like Boba Fett's armor. I like that Bacta tank. That looked very relaxing. Like they should instead of like whatever instead of whatever they're doing in Florida now with that like Star Cruiser thing, they really need to do stuff with like Bacta tanks or something like that, because I would sign up for that. But yeah. Oh, and the woman that he went to go see in the bar that was there. Apparently, I think that was Jennifer Beals.
Yes,
really,
that was Jennifer Beals. She's the madam, and she looks amazing. Just wanted to get that out real quick.
And I didn't even know.
Oh shit, we're using cameras now.
I saw her at the end and her name at the end, because I was wondering who that was, and I'm like, okay, that explains it.
Yeah, she looked pretty good in that. I can't lie.
Oh yeah.
Why would you need to lie?
Because
You
it's a
know
woman
me.
in Star Wars.
Yeah, you know, well, them
Right,
in
yes, of
general,
course.
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta hate him. You gotta hate him.
Them in general, you know, we can't have that. Yellow, what were your positives? What did you like?
Again, I love the opening sequence, bro. No fucking dialogue. Just get me into this story. And wake up, son's breathing his last breaths inside the stomach of a fucking monster that ate him. Like, that shit is incredible. Now I'm a little confused, or maybe not confused. I wouldn't be as confused if I was as big a Star Wars nerd as you guys, so you guys can, please inform me. But I'm a little confused about how long he was in there for and how long he was traveling with these. And they're going to show us, obviously, that's what the flashbacks are for. But if I'm remembering correctly, we got to cover like 5 years, 7 years of time. So we'll see what they do. They did it great on Arrow, who they're clearly copying. But no fucking dialogue. Son opens up, rips the oxygen thing out of the stormtrooper, breathes the oxygen, like punches through the side of serious ulcer situation, real bad heartburn, real bad indigestion. For that Sarlacc, punches through the side of his stomach or wherever the fuck he is in there, and turns on his flamethrower. Like, all of that shit is great, and then climbing out of the fucking sand just to get just to pass out, fall unconscious, get robbed by the Jawas, and then fucking enslaved by the Tuskens. I thought that shit was just an incredible opening sequence. It reminded me of the movies that Lucas based all the Star Wars shits off of, those like old school Kurosawa films and shit. It really felt like that kind of an opening where you don't really need people talking. You don't need fucking Jarrell to show up and explain how the universe works for the first 20 minutes to set the vibe for what the show is going to be. And I appreciated that shit. I really fucking like that shit.
And
I
not for
thought-
nothing, they got to do a series
Please.
where those little Jawas get wrecked, dude. Because this is like Mandalorian, like everything they're in, they're always like stealing stuff from people and stuff like that. Need some sort of
That's
justice.
how they survive, bro. Scavengers, man.
Dude.
So then you must have felt the same way about the Sand people, because they were fucked up at first too. That's why Anakin went and wiped them all out, right?
Oh, don't get me started talking about those prequels, man. Oh my god.
Hey man, Anakin killed kids and shit, he wiped them out. So
Yeah, but then he
not my
lost his
Anakin.
legs and arms and shit, and then got fried by magma, and then had to live in a suit that hurt him for like another 18 years, and then killed himself to
more
say.
or less killed himself. Yeah.
Yes, I feel like he got his penance for killing those kids. I don't know.
I'm with you though. I really liked the opening. I thought the opening was good. I didn't think the episode was great. Like, it was decent for the first episode, right? And I'm still on the flashback thing. Like, I don't want like the whole episode to be flashbacks every single episode or anything like that. I really do think that they could have got that done in like maybe 1 or 2 episodes. We'll see how it goes, but at this point, I'm not hating it.
It's 7 episodes, and they got to cover 7 years, so they're here for the long haul.
Oh yeah, for sure,
we're here. We're getting flashbacks right up until the end.
I don't
remember the Sarlacc having that wild ass mouth.
In the redone edits, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where they added Anakin, where they added Hayden Christensen and all that shit. It's one of those.
Yeah, the redone.
Yeah, they added Audrey to the middle there.
No.
From Little Shop of Horrors. Stop it. That's
That's
Audrey.
hilarious.
That's straight up Audrey. What are you talking about, man?
So you say you don't like it, Mike?
I don't.
He doesn't like anything that's like, anything that came out after 1989. He's like, what is this? What is
anything that's altered? There was no reason to do that. The original
I'll
Sarlacc
pull up my Instagram right now and show you a whole bunch of altered shit that you'll love. So I don't want to hear that bullshit.
And Mike shows them all the time on his little things there too. There's a lot of altered pictures you be showing sometimes, Mike.
No.
Yeah,
Fake
but
news.
I thought the parkour scene was kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just was late. It's how shows like this are made for kids. The parkour blew up around, like, I want to say, when did District B13 come out? It was right after that. Everybody was like, look at this crazy French movie where they're doing a bunch of crazy shit. And then every fucking movie, video game had parkour going crazy. The Office did a parkour joke, like,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yep,
and that's what you see when you watch that scene. You just hear fucking Dwight and fucking Andy and Mike, like, parkour. Like, that's what you, and it's too late. So but kids are gonna always love that shit. Right. And some dumb adults. And I'm sorry, I know I don't mean dumb like you don't deserve to live, although we can have that conversation. I just mean like you enjoy simple things sometimes, dumb people. And that's fine, right? Like, I'm not shit. I mean, I'm kind of shitting on it. It just feels very cheap. It feels very like and I'm sure it was very hard for those stunt people to perform, but it feels like a low budget action sequence.
Right. And I even think the choreography for the fighting wasn't that great either. You know what I mean? It looked kind of slow, and like I've seen better. It looked like Cobra Kai fighting. That's what it looked like.
It really did. It really did.
Yeah,
it really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not watching this for what I'm watching Cobra Kai for. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like this.
Exactly.
Like Hawkeye had a much better action sequences, and they weren't great.
Oh, the fighting in Hawkeye was better, a lot better than this. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Much better. And it's hard. Like, I'm not Star Wars was never the fucking action pack, or the prequels. Some of y'all love the prequels, but Star Wars was never the like action packed, crazy, fucking state of the art choreography. It was always more about the world and the lore and the fucking the good and evil and all that bullshit. But this show had 3, I want to say, like, action sequences in it in 30 minutes, 32 minutes, however long the episode is. And none of them blew me away. I really like the ending sequence where he kills the monster, but that's mostly because the monster has a cool design, something I've never seen in Star Wars before. And the way how the monster reveals itself was kind of cool. And then the way how Boba has to kill him was also kind of cool, but like
it was like a cross between Goro and the Scorpion King.
Right. And it was and it was done good. I agree. Because one thing I've always said is I haven't been really too fond of the creature designs in Star Wars, like the Disney stuff. But I thought this design was very good. I thought the dog looked pretty good too. I didn't have an issue with that. What did you think about the fighting though, Mike? As I said, it looked like Cobra Kai stuff.
Well, I'm not going to slander Cobra Kai, but I do
Kai's
agree with Yellow though.
Yo, Cobra Kai is great. I was a Cobra Kai hater. It came on YouTube Red. I was like, I tried to watch the first episode. YouTube Red, guys. This is a long time ago. I tried to watch the first episode. I was going to turn this old bullshit off. Fuck this old guy. I don't care about none of this bullshit. Everybody was talking about Cobra Kai when it came to Netflix. The second season was about to come out, and I went back and watched the first episode. I was like, I was right. This first episode is trash. I watched the second episode. I was like, oh my god, this show is great. I love it. As soon as we got to them damn kids, I was sold. I was like, well, here we are. This is what we're doing. I understand now. I see. I get it, and it's funny. I can't wait for season 4, although I was a little bit disappointed with season 3. Aside from Cobra Kai, completely irrelevant tangent I just went on, and I'm sorry. But we can't have that kind of choreography in this. This is supposed to be the baddest man in the world, and I understand he's old, you know what I'm saying, blah, whatever it is. He's still recovering after 7 years, sure. Whatever the situation, but we can't have the guy who the Mandalorian show was really supposed to be the Boba Fett show. Let's be honest. We know what it is. They couldn't do it for whatever reason. They didn't want to do it, right? They chose to make it a no-name instead of Boba Fett. But like, we know that that's what it was supposed to be. For that guy's show's action to be kind of like so boring, for lack of a better term, like subpar. Yeah, it's not a good look, bro.
Do you think they nerfed him?
I think he's old weaker, and he's hurt. He's like really badly hurt.
Well, yeah, but he did beat that big creature and then lost to the girl, and then you know what I mean. So I wish they would have showed him, even though he's hurt, more of a badass. You know what I mean?
Explain what you're saying. But he did beat that big creature.
Well, he killed the creature, right?
Right at the end of the episode.
And then but during the episode, like he basically gets his ass beat by
he got beat up by the girl.
the sand person girl, and then he gets kind of
after being found in the desert dying and dehydrated and then chained in prison and not fed or dehydrated and then had to fight a dog to get away and then ran for like a while. Then yes, he
Yeah.
does finally get beat up by the girl who's been chilling drinking water this whole time. But that's him losing that fight. That's him being nerfed in some way. I don't think so.
Well, not only that, but he was
I'm not-
covered. He was covered in what was essentially like, you know, acids, because the
Yeah, he was
Sarlacc
fucked up.
was going to digest them. It would take
Yeah, he
1,000
just
years.
got out of the Sarlacc stomach.
Yeah, yeah.
He was
Yeah, but from
fresh
that
from
fight,
that.
you know, they had him chained up and stuff. We don't know how long it was he was out of there. Could have been a month, could have been so and so. I'm not saying that he should have won the fight. I'm just saying, like, every time we see him fighting, he's getting his ass kicked, except for that creature at the end. So you had enough power to beat the creature at the end, but you know what I mean? He was still chained up, he was still tied up. I don't know, man. I think it's just a little bit weird, but hopefully they make him more of a badass, because that's what I liked about Boba Fett. Even though he didn't do shit in the movies, he just looked like a badass. You know what I mean? When he's first on
But that's
screen,
all though. He was a little nigga in a big coat. And y'all
yeah,
got
yeah, I
fooled by
know.
it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to see them live up to that and make him a badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going to. That's what this
Yeah.
series is going to be.
Well, I hope so, because
Yeah.
Mando was okay, but I didn't think they made him to be such a badass either. You know?
Oh no, you're out of control. You're out of your mind.
He wasn't
Mando,
really.
you're out of your mind.
He was
The
really
third
a
episode,
badass.
Mando whooped up every single person in that episode.
Yeah, and then
until
we
we got to the end, and he was wholly overpowered. And then the gang came in and helped him.
And then we see a couple episodes where he's getting blasted and his armor's taking it. And then one episode he's getting blasted and he's falling down like he's hurt. You know what I mean? That's the problem that I had with Mando. It wasn't consistent, right? Like, he had that Bespar armor. The armor's supposed to be able to take blasts and everything. And then in one episode, like, he's on the ground like, oh, all hurt. And I was just like, I didn't think they made him as much as a badass as they could have either. So I'm hoping they do the same. They don't do the same with Boba.
Nah,
I know you love
disagree.
Mando.
He
You
was
love
getting-
Mando.
He
I
was
get
getting
it.
punched in the head by a fucking robot and continued fighting after that. Like, nah, his helmet, his Beskar helmet was getting dented, and then he fought up who might be an Inquisitor. Nah, get the fuck out of here. That guy's a monster.
The Inquisitor. I
Mando
get
is
it.
amazing.
But he was getting punched with his helmet by Jirina Carano too, and he was like falling down and shit.
Well, that's because she's a woman.
She was punching him in the face, bro, and he
She's
had his
bigger than him.
helmet on. Huh?
But I don't remember. I don't remember that though. I remember that. I remember her doing all kinds of like little, you know what I mean, MMA style like flippy tricksy tricks. I don't remember her like just beating him up like that.
No, she
Anto,
didn't.
you're
I'm not saying she beat him up. I'm not saying that because, well, she kind of did. But I'm saying that she
won the fight.
She did was like punched him in his helmet. Like, she hauled off and was punching him in the helmet. And I'm just like, that shouldn't hurt you.
You're like super mega critical of stuff like this, because you tore apart the Hawkeye finale, because you apparently every time you see a fight on screen, you see power level bars on the bottom, and if their power
he definitely
bar
does.
only has like, you know, two little cubes or whatever, but they're
got a
acting
Dragon
like
Ball
they
Z
got 10.
Scouter on.
No,
what's going on here?
No,
man?
it's the same thing. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Even in
over 9,000,
even in Force Awakens, right? Plasma's armor can stop bullets, like stop laser blasts. Like, she gets laser blasts, they don't affect her. But Finn's able to put a gun to her head and make her do shit that she wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's inconsistent. That's what I'm saying. It's not about power level. It's inconsistent.
Who says he's going to shoot her in the face, though? I mean,
but she was in full armor, though.
Nah, it's not. That's typically armor just doesn't work like that.
No, but her armor does.
It wasn't an Iron Man suit. It wasn't like Mark.
No, but her armor does, though. Watch the movie. She gets blasted in the armor, and it does not affect her.
Right, but like point blank, because that's a different thing.
It doesn't matter. Point blank.
Yes, it does. It does matter. It really does
matter. If we're talking blaster, all right, it's a blaster. You know what I mean? So if he's point blank, if it's
the Force,
we're
talking
still
the Force. It's the Force.
Still gonna be the same thing.
It's fucking magic.
Her fucking shit should be able to repel it.
Maybe getting shot in the head doesn't feel good whether you live or not. Maybe I don't know.
Not,
I haven't
but I'm
been
just
shot in the
saying.
head.
Like the point is,
50 Cent said
it's-
the bulletproof helmet will keep him alive, but he will have a
it's
concussion.
inconsistent. That's what I'm saying. It's inconsistent. That's all I'm
I disagree. It might be inconsistent. I don't think it's as consistent as you seem to make it sound. Like it's some kind of detractor from the whole the fighting or whatever. Like it just doesn't sound like that. You know what I mean? Real fights, people who can whoop somebody else's ass can also be knocked out. You get hit the wrong way one time,
100%.
it's over for that ass.
100%. But if your armor is there to take blaster fire and it could take it, she's the only. And then you have that armor.
Can your neck take it though?
And she's the only one that has that armor. Why don't
did she take a blaster bolt to the head before that moment, or was it just in her body and shit?
I don't know. It was a few. A few
so
shots.
I'm saying, so use that same, like, you know what I mean, the incredible gift of nuance to see through your own bullshit.
Fuck that. Because if her fucking chest plate can do it, her head can take it.
No,
they're not gonna make it fucking.
Can her neck though?
I would imagine
her neck. He wasn't shooting her in the neck. He was pointing at her head.
If your head moves, your neck is gonna feel that, and you're gonna go down. That's
being
how it
shot.
works.
Period must not be fun, Anzo. Okay, regardless of what kind of armor you have on, like you could have a bulletproof vest on, and I imagine getting shot at is still gonna make you wince.
Yes, but she did not do that once in the movies. She got shot up 100 times, and she did not wince. She didn't fall.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yes, they were just bouncing off
she was like the Kenny of the Star Wars franchise. There, she kept getting killed every fucking movie.
It was bouncing off like it was nothing.
I don't want to get too nerdy. I don't want to get too science nerdy here, right? But like the reason why we don't have laser guns is because no one knows how to stop a laser.
Or create.
I would imagine that if they have I'm
talking a laser like like we see in Star Wars. That's what I'm talking.
You can do it. Well, they make lasers. They have to connect to another thing, right? So maybe these guns, the laser gets weaker the more time it travels, right? So that it doesn't just go off forever. And maybe that's why it looks so cool when she's far away and the shit bounces off of her. But then when she's up close, she's like, "Nah, chill, don't pull that trigger." I don't know.
It's more concentrated the closer you are.
But yeah, exactly. We're all making theories, right? So you can say all of that, and you can try and find an excuse for it. You know what I'm just saying.
Anzo, Yellow and I are here to make sure you enjoy these things more. We're just trying to help you.
I enjoy them, but those Star Wars sequels, I won't. Absolutely not.
Well, I agree.
The Force Awakens is an amazing movie.
No, Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens is an amazing movie.
Mike?
You know what? You think Attack of the Clones is a good movie, so
you're coming at me.
I am not gonna defend you against Yellow because I'm not aligning with you. Just for that blasphemy alone,
wow,
never will I. Ever.
Wow, I thought we were friends, man. What the hell?
Fundamentally, that is the worst Star Wars movie. Star Wars, worst, terrible.
So Force Awakens is a great movie then.
I believe that's what Mr. Yellow said.
Force Awakens is really, really fun. All right. Like it is, all of the problems that with that sequel series really come after The Force Awakens. You can say there's some missteps in that movie, and I would agree, but for the most part, that shit is a great Star Wars movie. But that's not what we're here to talk. We're here to talk about Boba Fett. So,
yes,
I mean,
you're right, because that's not great. But yeah, issues. Did you guys have any issues with the episode? I know Yellow had a few. What about you, Mike?
I didn't. I don't. I mean, when I watch this stuff, I try to enjoy it. I don't try to sit here and be extremely critical of whatever the power set is or their levels or anything like that, like other people that are wearing New York Yankee hats at the moment. But if there's something like that is noticeable, then I know it's got to be bad because I give it a pass. Like, I'm not hypercritical of it, but this episode, no. I mean, other than the Jawas were pissing me off again, but no, other than that, there was, it was fine. It was to get us reacclimated to, Boba Fett, where he was after the Sarlacc Pit. It filled in some gaps, a little bit. And I want to see what happens with the next episodes. And, I do question or wonder though if they're going to flesh out like how much of the mob angle are they going to be playing, you know? But I also did think it was badass the way he was like, you know, they were like, what was it, the thing, you know, when they carry somebody and he's like, no, I walk on my own or something like that. That was pretty badass. Yeah, because I mean, I know like they're like, oh, you know, the appearances and all that stuff, and it's like, but you get somebody saying, you know, I walk on my own 2 feet or whatever. I think that's more badass than motherfuckers carrying you and shit like that.
Yeah, that shit was gangster.
Yeah, definitely.
And he set the tone for like, you know, the type of it really. I think they did a good job with the little bit of dialogue that they had in this episode. And some people had a problem with like there wasn't enough talking. Like, I don't know what that means, but like I think they did a good job setting up character with like every line that the characters said. It was important. And some of the lines that they didn't say, like the fucking Tuskens, the Tuskens were like just doing a lot of this shit, doing a lot of that shit. And I think it really informed what that character thinks and how they are approaching the things that are happening in this story. And I think they did a great job doing that shit. Because even when he said that line, I walk on my own 2 feet, the way how Jessica Biel's character reacts to it, right? Like, oh, it's kind of like sexy and flirty, but it was also like interesting and intriguing. And she, yep. And but like, and that also informs her character. So I think they're doing a good job with like that kind of stuff. And I agree with you, Mike. The most interesting part of this is whatever this criminal underbelly network thing is. Like, this is the thing that's what has me tuning in next week to see what they do with that, right? Because I don't care much about the flashbacks, and I'm not like this Boba Fett. Hey, Boba Fett is the most amazing. It's like, yeah, cool armor one time, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't care. I don't care. You know, so that's what I'm tuning in for. That criminal underbelly network, 5 families, whatever the fuck that is that they're going to be doing here. I'm very interested to see what that is. And I like how they're setting it up because there's a lot of different factions. Maybe some of them are working together, but there seems to be a lot of different factions doing a bunch of different shit in this episode alone. You know what I'm saying? Like
the name of the first
Major
episode
Domo is my guy.
Was Stranger in a Strange Land. Now, usually the trope for a stranger coming to like a new town or whatever is that these motherfuckers aren't speaking. They don't say barely anything. So I don't know exactly what these people that were complaining about there wasn't a lot of dialogue are, because essentially this is Boba reacclimating himself to Tatooine and like, you know, the underbelly and stuff like that. So it's just people bitching. Stop it. Yeah, it was good.
Well, I think it just helps. I think the real thing is it just helps them understand what's happening in the story better.
But I mean, but if it's
people
on the
have
screen
different
and you pay
learning.
attention, you know,
Right? But visually learning, audibly learning, you know, all of this kind of shit, learning through repetition, all this, like, you know, people absorb information differently, and I think, I think that's probably part of it. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? That makes sense to me.
Oh, and also about the Tusken Raiders, one other thing. I keep subtitles on just to see like, you know, what it says and stuff like that.
Right.
When the Tusken Raiders were on, they weren't translating it. So it was like whatever they were saying, that was what they were saying.
Yeah, we didn't get it. Yeah, I like that.
And touch on questions.
What's up, Zil Nation? Go ahead. What'd you think?
One of my question is how did the Tusken Raiders find Boba Fett after he got out on the Rancor pit and stuff like that? And plus
Sarlacc Pit.
Yeah. How did it find them? Because they never explained that part.
Well,
they walk around the desert looking for shit.
Yeah, they were probably scavenging the wreckage from the
Jawas sail barge.
That's it. Yeah, and that's how they probably found him.
But they need to show that sometime too, because some regular people who might not know the Star Wars universe and stuff like that might be lost on that part. The people who might not know.
It's not important to see that. That's how you end up with 5-hour movies about superheroes with no humans in it.
Yeah,
but this ain't a movie though. This ain't a movie. This is a show.
Right. What I'm saying is that's how you waste time. Is what I'm saying. That's how you end up with a whole bunch of time on the screen with shit happening that doesn't matter.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I mean, you can figure it out, right? People may not know the Jawas, but I think people will understand that you know, they if you watch Mando and you watch this, you know what type of people the Jawas are. You know what I mean? Like they show you constantly that they're scavengers and they'll just take anything. So yeah, I think that was a little bit not needed. But what did you think of the episode, Zill Nation?
Oh yeah, the first episode, it was better than WandaVision first episode. It was actually a good episode, in my opinion. It was a real good episode. Just be our first one, but kind of first episode. They'll be like the son of the man who played Bubba. Like he moved good just for somebody that's his age. That be in that armor and stuff like that. He moved good for somebody to be his age and stuff like that to play that character. Because you wouldn't expect nobody to be that age to move that good.
Yeah, I don't think he's. How old is he? About 50s? In his 50s?
54,
50s?
I want to say.
54?
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like he's in shape. He looks like he's, well, I mean, little chubby, but he's not like old and frail, like, you know, like Count
He's
Dooku
61.
was. Oh, he's really?
Yep.
Oh.
What's
He was
wrong about
born
that?
in 60.
You
Yep,
know?
60.
And he don't look too bad for 61. Hey,
Yeah,
man,
he didn't look 61 though.
yeah.
He didn't look 61.
That's what happens when you got some color in you, bro. You know, black don't crack.
He did look 61.
He's a
He did
Kiwi.
look 61.
You think so? I don't know. He didn't look. I don't know.
He looks exactly how old he is, and you can see it in his fighting, or the few times where it is him fighting, you can see it. Which is like I'm not dogging him for not being fucking Jackie Chan. Like you can't.
Yeah.
You got to spend your whole life doing that shit to do that shit. Like you're not just gonna get out here. But it does kind of slow down the fight scenes in a way. It makes it feel like a fucking 1980s, you know, kung fu flick. That's what it feels like. It feels like the Shaw Brothers a little bit, and it's like this 2021. We got all this technology. You're fighting a CGI / practical effect monster. Your moves shouldn't look like you're learning how to dance.
Well, that's that. I find that was the thing with all the fight scenes. Even the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. chick. What's her name? Even Fennec. Right, even her. And I know she looked better fighting in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for this, I was like, man, fighting's not too good.
Yeah, but her beating up them ninjas on the roof after the parkour was pretty good, though. Well, it was better than the rest of the show, I should say.
Rest of the fighting in the show, right?
Yeah, that's what
Poe sent a $2 super chat. He said, bro, Poe says howdy. Thank you very much, Poe. Much appreciated. Hands down. Shout out. Was there anything you didn't like about the episode, Zill Nation?
Kind of things I didn't like that episode. One of them is like when the mayor just had walked inside Boba Fett throne room, and he tell Boba Fett to pay tribute. Now, if that was me, right? If that was me, I was talking to my boss. He would have been dead because that's because he won't even walk out that room after that disrespect, in my opinion. and that's kind of thing maybe talking about because you want to be a crime boss because he should make an example out of that man. I think, in my opinion, and kill him.
I kind of understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's the mayor. Do you really want to make that like an enemy, like right away? You know what I mean? You want to see if you can maybe ally with him or something like that, because you're gonna have to make him. He's gonna have to not be in your way while you're doing the shit you're supposed to do, right? All the crime shit. So you're gonna have to keep the mayor paid and stuff. And I think
you gotta have that little tension too. You gotta have that little, like, you know, on edge, like you don't know what's gonna happen between the two characters.
Right. The question, since they didn't show the mayor and they showed his lackey or whatever, do you think the mayor's gonna be? Yeah. Do you think the mayor's gonna be someone we're not expecting?
Oh yeah. That's what I think.
Someone we're not expecting?
Like because the show's supposed to have a bunch of cameos in it, right? So they say. I don't know what the cameos are or who the cameos are, but do you think it's going to be like a known actor or something? Hey, what up, Lunga? You want in, man? Let me know. I would have sent you a link, but I wasn't sure if you were up.
Probably, yeah, but I don't think it'll be a known character. But yeah, it'll be. I think the mayor is going to play an important role. That's why you had the incredible character playing his fucking major domo. Like that guy was amazing in that scene. He's my favorite character on the show. He's great. He rolls his eyes at the beginning and end of every sentence. Like he's sassy as fuck, right? And he behaves as though like nothing bad can happen. And even if something bad does happen, because when they threatened, he was like, "Oh, thank you. I greatly appreciate you sparing my life, and I'll be sure to tell the mayor your thoughts." And like, he's mad cool, bro. That's my guy. That is my guy.
Oh no, I watched it again. I didn't like him.
Yeah, no, you weren't gonna like him from the beginning. I had no calls about that. We already knew that was gonna happen. I fucks with him big time. Correct. That guy is great.
And one of my favorite characters in episode 1, what I didn't expect to like was the two wild boars. It seemed like that the Boba Fett had
the Gamorrean guards.
Yeah, the Gamorrean guards. Yeah, I like those two.
They looked weird though.
Well, they're supposed to be piggish.
No, I mean like if
Star
you look
Wars,
at
bro, all the shit looks weird.
Not like that. I mean, they looked like if you remember how they looked in Return of the Jedi. They didn't look like that, you know.
Well, they look, yeah,
right.
These those were a little like those were stouter. These looked a little more elongated.
Right.
But yeah, I did like the way they fought for him though. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, it was like they were like, you know, you fought for your 2 previous masters or whatever. You know, if I spare your lives, will you fight for me? And they did. So yeah.
Well, it makes sense that he spares their life and that they would, because they were loyal to Jabba too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. What's up, Blunda? How you doing?
What up? You're not listening to Anzo's saying I like it or didn't like it. Doesn't tell me. Did he tell you guys this? Anzo? Did you tell them this?
What? Did I tell them what?
I quote, you know, I rewatched Spider-Man 3. It ain't that bad. That's what this man said. Okay,
but they have to. They have to do that Toby shit.
It's not though. Yo, when I was watching it and I saw the beginning fight scene with Harry, facts. When I seen the fight scene with Harry at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, this isn't too bad." Yeah, I'm like, "Yo, this is pretty good," you know. And then they get the Sandman stuff. Like, I get it. The Peter Parker being bad, bad, and the dancing that gets a little much, but. The action scenes, I was like,
also, I always have problems with StreamYard. My audio is not too loud or anything, is it?
No, you seem no.
But only by a tiny bit. The Venom was absolutely trash from beginning to end. Nothing about that was good.
I agree.
Separate from the fact that it's like you know, the canon was a little wonky. Because it's a fine origin story, but it was bad. The actor was bad. The way they decided to depict Venom was bad. It was kind of okay when he was full Venom. Kind of okay, kind of.
Yeah.
Still was not good. There were too many villains in this shit. We had Venom, Harry, and Sandman. There were too many villains. Like, there's no. I'm not getting into it. Spider-Man 3 is trash. It's an absolutely terrible movie. And then it doesn't have the benefit of like doing something innovative with like the Spider-Manning. There's no innovative Spider-Manning in that movie. So there's like, come on, get the fuck out of here.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I don't know what that bad means. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. No, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
His name is Carl. Okay, just call him by his name. His name is Carl.
Major Domo.
What did you think of that character?
I know. I'm with Yellow. I thought. I mean, I'm not saying he's not my favorite character, but
he's the best character on the show.
He was good. I liked it. It was funny, dude. But it was a good funny. It wasn't like. You know, bad funny or distracting funny.
Who was the blue guy in the last one?
Right. There's anything like that. Let's see. Who played him? David Pasquesi. Who is this guy?
No idea.
I thought I said I knew him before. I do not know this guy. I'm looking at what he's done. I haven't seen him anywhere. I swear I've seen him before, but apparently not.
I thought he looked familiar too. Post onto $2 super chat. He said, "Yellow, I know you've seen that message," and I'm guessing he's talking about this one. At Yellow Wolf Man, nice beard, but let it go wild. Women say it tickles. Not many of us bros can grow them.
Oh, you want him to have that Sam Jackson beard from Nick
Black
Fury,
Nick
Fury beard.
Yo, Poe, beard gang, son, beard gang.
All right, so Lunga, your positives of the episode.
I mean, again, I know it wasn't the fastest paced episode. I know it wasn't, it was a slow burn, right? And a lot of people get turned off by slow burns immediately, without even, taking into account necessarily the story itself. I think they spent a little too much time with the Tusken Raiders, but it's an important story. I was actually theorizing in the Discord. I think this is the Robert Rodriguez is taking some stuff from Dune here. I think he's doing where he's going to form this kinship with the Tusken Raiders, and he's accepted into their society, and they are the desert power, if you will, of Tatooine. The people that when they look, they're crazy. They really don't have a lot of strength, just like the Fremen were looked at in Dune. And he's going to bring them in as his army, fighting for control of the Tatooine 5 families, if you will. So I think they're setting something up here, and I think it was done well for the first episode. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It was enjoyable, and they're setting something up, and we'll see where it goes.
Yep.
So this is the version of the Gamorrean guard that Anzo wanted to see on screen.
Right. Well, I think it's the same one. He has clothes, yo.
Yo, hold on. 7 years. Son starts eating right. You feel what I'm saying? He clearly works out. But he starts eating a little better, and now, come on, son. How do you? He wants to show his body off and shit. It's hot. It's hot.
That is not the one from the show.
No, it's not. That's what I was gonna say. That's not the one from the show. That is
that's some cosplay nonsense. That is not,
that's not
him. But that's what he looks like. This is the old school joint. This is the one y'all loved. If you could see the dude behind the fucking mask, and then he lost some weight. You feel what I'm saying? And he's good now.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is you cannot see what his form is. It's very baggy. It's a very baggy coat. Go back to the other one. Go back to it. It's baggy, dude. You can see the wrinkles in it and stuff. You mean the bicep there? Look at the bicep.
Right.
The bicep is there.
But he got crazy hips.
And look
at his all fur.
His thighs.
He got crazy hips, bro. It's not all fur.
Okay, well, he skipped a couple leg days. It happens.
No, he did it. The problem is he had to skip a couple meals, which he did, and now he's slimmed down a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? He's got his body right. I don't know why I'm so hating. He
slimmed down.
Actual picture, please. Not this. Whatever you found this thing at.
He slimmed down.
That's him, bro. That's him. What do you want?
He slimmed down, did some weight.
No, that is not from the show at all.
That's them, bro. I don't know what
That's
you want
not
to
what
do.
I saw.
Hold on, I'll see if I can find it without hopefully slowing this shit down
That's
here.
them. But yeah, as you were saying though about the what the story seems to be so far. Okay, so yeah, it's obviously the same thing. It's a little too obvious, and it's gonna suck for all you Dune fans when everybody loves this better than Dune. that's what's gonna happen.
I mean, for me, it's a win-win. I mean, I'm a Dune fan and a Star Wars fan. So, I mean, I'm not.
Right, it's just a white savior, except he's from New Zealand.
I hated Dune, so I hope they don't go that route. To be honest,
I like Dune.
No. The reason why you didn't like Dune had nothing to do with that part of the story, though. So that's let's not be ridiculous.
It was boring.
The reason why anyone didn't like Dune is because you're all uncultured swine. That's why.
I like Dune, though.
Like the Gamorreans.
I feel you. It's all good. If we like slow burn movies for 2 hours, I get it.
Yeah, I do.
Actually,
I know it's called. It's hard. It's hard, Anzo, when you have to use your brain to understand a story instead of big explosions and.
Oh no, I didn't need to use my brain because it was dumbed down. Yellow might be right though. That actually looks like them. Yeah.
I don't know why y'all
No, it's not. First of all, that was a Wikipedia picture. I found.
Yeah, but look at them. Yeah, but look at them.
No, they have some body fat on that one. You see, look at the other one he had was weird. That one they have the body fat. They have that world's strongest man body fat.
Yellow, put that one up again.
It's gone now. I
gone.
killed
Okay.
it. So, yeah, and I'm not doing the Googles to get it back. I'm just not doing it. But it's the only difference really is that Son is wearing that fucking rest of that WWF championship belt. That's the only difference.
Yeah,
it's a major difference, but that's okay.
It's definitely not the same as whatever the fuck they were. I mean, yo, they slimmed down, man. They eating better. You know what I'm saying? They're having a salad instead of whatever the fuck Jabba was leaving as leftovers.
Mhm.
That's all Bib Fortuna, man.
Bit
Bib Fat
Fortuna
Tuna.
fed them better. Mhm. Had them on
Healthy.
that.
It wasn't feeding them better. He wasn't feeding them at all then. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Because if feeding them better, they would have been big and fatter, right? He wasn't feeding
Nah,
them
he was
at
feeding
all
them
then.
healthier. He
Feed
was
'em-
feeding them-
yes, yes.
He must be feeding them something because it's still fat.
So I guess he was feeding him.
Why
that
we
worm-
body shaming the Gabornian guards here? Why we body shaming?
That's what I wanted to
They're
know.
not fat. They're big boned.
That is
That's
correct.
fat.
They are big
Man,
boys.
that's fat,
That is
man.
not a
I'd like to see you get in a squared circle with one of them. See what happens. You'll be running.
Exactly. And
I
you already
didn't
got the championship belt.
I didn't say I would. I'm just saying.
I'll be using steel chairs. I'll be cheating.
You have to cheat. Fuck that
Mhm.
shit. But yeah, man. So what else about the episode? What else did you guys like?
The blue elephant was terrible. It just
Why are you
just
hating on
like-
Max Rebo so much? I don't know why you're hating on Max Rebo so much.
I'm not hating on Max Rebo. I'm hating on whatever the fuck they put in that goddamn behind that piano because he looked like a puppet and it's fucked up.
Yeah, but that's how he
Because-
looked originally. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Right, but everything else looks real good and like updated and it looks kind of realistic. And then he looks like a puppet. Like he literally looks like a toy that you get out of the claw machine. He looked not good. I got a shot of him right here.
is that not a nitpick though?
Yeah.
No,
is.
it was distracting. It was distracting. It was
Really?
like a
He
bit
was in
like
there for 2
everything
seconds.
else. I know, and that's how like what they had a felt puppet in the middle of the screen in this like Star Wars world. I'm already pissed that I'm on Tatooine.
so is
for this long.
Yoda.
And they put this
Hey,
motherfucker
stop
on
that.
screen.
Stop
Yoda
that.
looks
Stop that.
way better
Stop
than
that.
that fucking felt
Stop
puppet
that.
that they had on.
Stop
Come
that.
on.
First of
Like
all,
they just
no,
dropped
Take
dude
that down.
right in the middle
Take
of the
that shit
fucking
down.
like what
Take
is
that
this?
shit down. Take that shit down. Take that shit down. Hanzo. Look at this. Shit, put this up. Okay, because this is what he looked like in Return of the Jedi. Okay.
Come on.
Well,
man.
no. Hey, Mike, ready? Put him up. Okay. You know, it's accurate, bro.
No,
It's
he
accurate.
looks better there.
No,
he
he
was
looks
a
the
felt
same.
puppet in. But all right.
He does a darker blue scene like
He looks the same. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, don't mess.
Nah, son.
If it worked, don't mess
Yeah,
with it.
he
You
was
saw
a-
what
he
happened when they
was a
tried to mess with
felt
Yoda in the prequels.
puppet.
What happened? What happened when they messed with Yoda in the prequels?
Whatever, but then they had Yoda in the Last Jedi
I
and he
still like
looked
the
great.
prequels though. The prequels still good.
This prequels are
Stop saying
fire.
that. Stop saying that.
Sure. Yoda was trash though.
No.
Come on, anyone who likes CGI Yoda needs your eyes checked. I'm sorry.
I also like CGI Yoda well enough, I guess, but I like the puppet
I
better.
need your eyes
I like the
checked.
puppet better. But he looks like he looks like a felt puppet, man. It looks like a Jim Henson like Castaway. Like so Jim was like, nah, this isn't gonna quite cut it. It was a throwaway. Like it didn't pass the fucking quality check. It just didn't.
You just hating on all these people. You just hating on all these classic characters. Leave him alone. Leave Max alone.
I'm not-
Max
yo,
not hurt nobody.
Max looks great right there. He looks incredible right there in his
He looks
natural
the
habitat.
same.
But go look at him again.
I will.
I'm gonna go bring it up. I'm bringing it up.
Yeah,
That
bring it
nigga
up.
looks
He
like
looks the
a
same.
felt puppet, and then like coupled with the fact that they just had, I was just praising them for how beautiful the beautiful the like the CGI / practical effect lizard dog looked, and then we cut to this scene and he's fucking there's a felt puppet. Like, yeah, that shit was.
All right, hold on.
Well,
Nah, that's old school Max. See, he looks
Right
great
there.
right there. That's old school
He
man. That's
hitting
not
on
the new one.
No, wait. Oh, that is from Jedi.
Yeah, hold
Yeah,
on.
he looks great.
I got a mic. I'm
Nah,
gonna bring up
Here's
this
one.
that's
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up the scene.
Why is it only showing part of him in this picture? What's that droid? But yeah, here
oh
it is.
shit.
Right there.
Stream canceled. Yeah, look at him, bro. Come on, son. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Oh
Come
God,
on.
yes.
I can kind of see what
Yeah,
Yellow's
No,
saying.
it's like the Gamorrean. It's just
Yeah, you fucked
he
up
ate a
when
little bit more.
fucked
He ate a
up
little
when
bit
you pulled
more.
up- You pulled up Exhibit B and you fucked
Okay,
up. That's
nah,
all.
dude, he's just he's a little bloated. That's all.
It looks plastic around
That is
the
not
back
the
there.
problem.
Yeah.
It's a felt puppet, bro.
That is still good.
He
And he
can't
looks
look
like he's made
plasticky
of
and like
ShamWow.
felt at the same time. Felt is
He
cloth.
looks like he's
plastic
made
isn't.
of ShamWow.
If he looked like felt, he'd look like Kermit. Okay, because that's felt.
That's
Right,
what he
I
looks
say
like.
he looks
No, he
plastic,
doesn't.
kind of. I think he
He
looks,
looks plastic. It looks like a
Yeah.
blue garbage bag filled
Yes.
with air.
Yes.
But it's still good.
Yes.
My fault. I'm sorry. You're
Logan
right.
shaming- shaming
I agree. He looks like trash.
But I mean, even still, he was only there for like 2 seconds, bro.
Yeah, but like, why does he look so bad? Especially he's a legacy yet, right? Like, he looks better. It's fucking Mike's fucking like that's maybe it's the lighting. It was too bright. That's what the problem is. They couldn't hide the fact that he looks like a puppet.
But
in the darkness,
you know what the sequel trilogy.
They also never did a side shot from him in the original trilogy. It was always in the front. So.
Right, and the original trilogy, they always fucking trying to fuck up the OG characters anyways.
No, I know the problem.
Boba Fett is an OG character. He has a whole show.
Instagram. You are all over Instagram. You know the significance of camera angles and how important they are to ethos. Okay, they got him at a wrong angle. They looked at him from the side.
I'm disrespecting Max, but you're calling him an ethos. I understand. I get it.
Hey man, I respect whatever people got to do to make their money. You earn your money, boo boo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he certainly is making plenty of money because his skin is fucking glistening.
No, Yellow's right. It did look like trash. But when I was watching it, even the second time, like it just passed by. I said, "Oh, there he is," and then that was it. I didn't actually focus on. Oh, wait a minute, that looks really bad.
Yeah, that's because you're too busy doing the calculations, trying to figure out what Boba Fett's power level is.
You're right. You fucking right.
Yeah, no, this is not. If you carry the one divided by the quotient.
Paul sent another $2 super chat. He said, "At least they made Luke Skywalker look great." Search.
Yep. Yep. They sure did, didn't they?
No, they did not.
No, they did not. We got that proved when old dude just decided to make it better at home. On his little home computer.
Hence my point.
And then they hired him 2 months later.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hence my point. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen if they're gonna bitch Boba Fett out yet. Maybe they'll give him the Han Solo treatment in this series. We don't know yet. So
you think they're gonna kill him?
What was up with that goofy, like toothy smile he was doing this whole first episode?
Who, Boba?
Yeah, I mean, you were pointing out, he's acid scarred, so maybe it's just his skin's all tight, and that's why his teeth are like that. And he's dehydrated and shit. Maybe,
right, yeah, he was moving his mouth like he just got his teeth bleached. Yeah, that's true. He definitely was.
But has he always spoke like that, or because I didn't notice that today.
Has he ever spoke? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, Mando.
Well, he spoke.
Oh, all right, I forgot about that.
In Mando, he wasn't showing us all them teethus. That's all I'm telling you. He wasn't doing that in Mando.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
hey, man, he got that Disney check and fixed his teeth. Want to show it on camera?
Bought his own back to tank with that Disney money.
For real. All right, K-Dot, I'll send it to you too. Not a problem. So, anything else you guys didn't like, or what do you think's gonna happen? What do you think this series is gonna go to?
I think Boba Fett might be traveling. I think just trying to just make alliances. I think he might be doing that.
Traveling on the planet or traveling off?
Traveling off planet and plus on planet as well. They just try to
he's not leaving Tatooine.
I don't think so either.
Which
I got to travel though.
Yeah, but on Tatooine though.
What are you talking about?
Oh, go ahead, Zell.
Because like for me, right, if he don't travel like the different planets, just announce his presence, just a kingpin or anything like that, as the crime lord, then nobody just won't respect him. I think if he don't travel or nothing like that off planet.
Well, yeah, I can see why you.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I can understand that, right?
Is that like, did Jabba have to do that?
No, but Jabba was feared throughout the galaxy, to be honest, right? Now, he may not have had to travel, but he definitely had people all over the galaxy, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So, doesn't necessarily mean he has to leave the planet to get that kind of notary or whatever what I'm looking for. But yeah,
notoriety.
That's it. Thank you. That's
I gotta say, while I know there are flesh-colored Twi'leks, we've seen them, but Jennifer Beals, while she's beautiful, I way too pale. I need greens, blues.
You're absolutely wrong.
I need greens, blues. Yeah. That even pink. I mean, it wasn't even pink. It was like fleshy.
But I like that Twi'lek though. I actually like that one.
Which one?
The one that longer is her playing.
You like the green one, dude. The green one. He was all buff with his shirt off.
Oh no, no.
With the thick titties. My man has.
I ain't talking the green one. I ain't talking the green one. I talk about the lady owner Twi'lek thing. The lady Twi'lek.
Yeah, the madam. Yeah, she was hot. She was cute.
My favorite Twi'lek is
gorgeous.
What's her face? Nymphadora Tonks coming back in Mando playing crazy Twi'lek. That's the one I liked. That was a good Twi'lek right there.
In Mando? Me neither.
The prison break scene, the one when they got Boba out. Remember?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, season one.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
she's the one I like. Is the actress who played Nymphadora Tonks?
Yeah.
Post sent another $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Poe. Much appreciated. Luke, screen time, greatness. Send them to the zone.
Poe, fam, it was nice to see Luke in the build up and all that shit, and he was fucking up all the machines. That shit was great, and the lightsaber and the glove and the X-wing, all of that shit was great. And then he took his hood off, and it completely ruined it.
Well, I wouldn't say ruin it, but I mean, I don't think anyone on this panel didn't like the scene. The scene was great, and
great, beautiful,
great feeling. Yeah. And Luke being there was awesome. We're just talking about the CGI-ness of it. That's all we're talking about.
Right. Especially when I seen a deep fake that looked better than what Disney did. You know
when I mentioned they hired that dude, Anzo, you know they hired him, right?
Yeah, I would do. I would too. I'd be like, hey, this is what we got, and this is what you did. Yeah, you come work with me, and I'd be firing some motherfuckers as well.
That is sad. That's kind of sad, though.
The worst part about it isn't the person who did it originally and is the editor going, "Hey, it looks good." That's
right.
Is in the editing room. The editor is looking at it and going, "Yeah, that's good. That's great. That works."
Yeah,
great.
that looks like him. Yeah, that looks. Folks, the greatness of the scene is what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we all love it.
Yeah.
But we were talking about how bad this nigga looked.
And Mike is playing a classic scene from one of the best Star Wars movies created, hands down. You know what I mean? I get it.
The decapitation of Django.
K-Dot,
we saw this part in Boba Fett. They literally just screen ripped the scene from Attack of the Clones. He picked up the head,
picking up the helmet or whatever. Yeah,
right. Someone
was
saying
his helmet because his head was in that motherfucker.
Yeah, his head was inside of it. Yep.
I can't remember who or what stream I was watching. I think it was maybe Geishka's earlier, where they said that was like a scene that was created for the movie that wasn't put in though. Like the angle of it or something is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
So, I'm sure they had a bunch of different shot angles.
It didn't look like it though.
Yeah.
There was something else, but I can't remember, man. Oh yeah, the ninjas, bro. The ninjas in this episode, man. The ninjas, a bunch of Mortal Kombat characters. They was kind of cool, interesting to see. They had some dope items on them. They had some real cool fucking devices. That shield was dope. They had their little fucking electric axe things or whatever the fuck they had, spears and shit. But yeah, then the fight scene was kind of lackluster.
Vibro spears. It's the same vibro poles. It's the same kind of stuff that the droids had. Grievous's droids had. Yep.
And I love Grievous.
Yeah, Grievous was good. K-Dot, what's up, brother?
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's
up, Mads Mama Bear? How you doing? Thanks for popping in.
Mads.
I gotta say, I don't know if I agree with facial hair also turning blonde during Super Saiyan K-Dots. I don't know if that's.
If it didn't, that would be a hideous Super Saiyan design. Trust me. If your beard does not turn blonde when you go Super Saiyan, I mean, it's no point in having a beard. It has to, but it's not confirmed if it's true. Nobody has a beard.
Eyebrows turn blonde. The eyebrows turn blonde.
Eyebrows don't count. They're right below the hair. They're close enough. Eyebrows also aren't kinky like beards. Different kind of hair. Beards are just pubic hair on your face.
Wow. Okay.
That's true.
That's what it is, Anzo. There's a significant difference between the hair on my chin and the hair on my head. It's a significant difference.
That's true. I agree. I agree. So, K-Dot, what did you think of the episode?
Honestly, dude, I liked it. I really only have like one dislike from this episode. Everything else I liked. I like that they recapped how Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc Pit, his journey.
Yeah.
From there, how he lost his armor. You know, it was pretty obvious how he got out the Sarlacc Pit. I mean, he just burned it from the inside. Makes sense. I also like, you know, the Jawas popping up, them little devious bastards coming to steal his shit, kick his ass, and, you know, disappear. I love when they show up. The Tusken Raiders coming to pop up and do their thing. Basically, just pretty much look like they was going to take him as a slave. And mind you, him being a slave wasn't really, him being locked up and stuff wasn't really interesting, but it did give us a cool moment where Boba Fett straight up slaughtered that sand creature and protected that young Tusken Raider. I like that.
Yo, Enzo, you need a full screen mic while K-Dots is talking.
Hold on.
Go ahead, continue, K-Dots.
And also, I mean, pretty much when he was Boba Fett in this episode, actually my favorite part was the suit up sequence when he was becoming Boba Fett, put on the armor and stuff. I like the little droids coming up to, you know, put his armor on and everything. Also thought the humor worked really well in this show because Boba Fett, he's not like he's not like outright being funny. He's not like Star-Lord or something. Like the humor works perfectly for him. It's kind of dry. The way he responds to the humor is kind of dry, so it works perfectly. It's not too much. It's just the right amount for him. And
what I don't understand. I mean, it's cool that he's, you know, that him and Fennec are close, because she did mention something about how he saved her life or something at some point. You know, that's why she still loyal to him.
Well, that was the Mandalorian, right?
Was it the Mandalorian? I thought it was something prior to that. I thought
it was in the Mandalorian. I mean,
what we saw was her save him save her life in the Mandalorian. I don't know if something else happened, but he put them metal guts in her.
Yeah.
Show it.
Yeah, so I guess it's just that. Yeah, I guess it's just that. Mm-hmm. But it's one thing I'm not liking, and I guess we kind of talked about this last night. It's like maybe he was just a worker. He just cared about making his money, and that's all. But he seems like
last night
he has no idea.
Boba Fett watch party on the Great Council.
Yeah, it seems like he has no idea how to run an organization, and he's like asking her, like, "What should we do here?"
Because it's like because it's like you used to work for it, you would think you'd like kind of somewhat understand it. I mean, to be fair, he was a bounty hunter. You know, sometimes when you get contracted to do a job, you just there to do your job. You may not understand.
Right. You don't even see who fucking contracted you and shit.
Yeah, you may not understand the full workings of the organization, but you know, sometimes people do research beforehand before getting into stuff. Because
does this man not watch the movie? Everyone knows you pay off the politicians.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, you know, we don't really know how long he was working for Jabba in the original movies because we just seen him work for him for like one movie. He could have been working for him like maybe a month. We don't know.
Mm-hmm. Most contracts came from the Empire during their entire rule. I'm sure Boba took a lot of contracts from the Empire.
Mm-hmm. Right, like for sure, we can say he did work with the Empire a lot. Obviously, did do some work with them.
That's where almost all bounty hunters made their money, was working for the Empire during those years.
But he did also say he worked for that creature.
That one dude dude with the guy that came in and kind of threatened him, but he didn't threaten him. Yeah,
that looked like Boss Nass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
the bounty hunters, they're mercenaries, so they work for whoever.
Right.
Whoever's paying, they got it. And for the most part, I just got in. I heard you guys talk about that. I heard Yellow talk about the action was underwhelming. That's my only thing with this episode. Like, so in Mandalorian, Boba popped up. He was badass. And he was doing some cool ass shit. And then when he fought Koska Reeves, when he fought Koska Reeves, I mean, he was hanging with her. Koska Reeves is far younger. She knows more of the Mandalorian ways, and he was hanging with her. It was just in this episode, I thought it was weird that he wasn't utilizing his weaponry as he should, like his jetpack and stuff. I'm like, why don't you just fly up and shoot them from above? Why are you just standing here and letting them, like,
it was absolutely stupid to shoot a missile at somebody who's like right in front of you. That
Right.
shit was ridiculous.
Mhm.
I mean,
And then they showed us how dangerous the missile was by disintegrating that dude, and then it made it even more ridiculous that he shot that shit while motherfuckers was right in front of him, holding up what
A
are
shield.
clearly shields of some
Right.
sort. So, like, even if it breaks the shield, he's right in front of you.
Mhm.
Like,
Right. Well,
what the
we are
fuck do
seeing
you
an
think is gonna
evolution.
happen here?
We are seeing an
And-
evolution of his
and
fighting
y'all,
style.
And y'all,
'Cause
I'll say this: even though he did come out of a back to tank, to be fair, you know, he was healing a bit, but it's like he did just previously heal that day. It's some from whatever injuries he had probably prior. So it's like he should have been at, you know, somewhat at full health to, you know.
Yeah, what I'm thinking, the back to tank thing,
Yeah.
it's like skin grafts. You know, when they get burned and they have to come and they skin grafts and they have to keep going back, you know, every couple months for more skin grafts. He
Right.
was so scarred from the acid that he has these treatments going in the back of tank. That's why he's little by little his scars are healing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because we saw right when he came out how white he was and dry,
Yeah.
his skin was all cracked, you know. And then in Mandalorian, he still had a bunch of scars, and now he has less scars than he had even in the Mandalorian.
Mhm.
So like he's going through these treatments little by little, and it's healing him and it's healing him. So I think it's a process. He's still not fully healed from that thing in the Sarlacc Pit, and it's taken all these years and all these treatments. Well, I can't say all these years because I don't think he got any when he was with the.
Yeah, we don't know. We're gonna
Tusken
find
Raiders.
out. They're certainly gonna show us.
Yeah, and
But all that
maybe just,
desert sun probably didn't help with the healing process.
and maybe
Drying that shit out. Moisturize, man. Moisturize. Looking ashy as hell.
Them water chestnuts.
and, you know, maybe just for this episode, this will be the only time the director will kind of like have to downplay in the sense, and maybe the next couple episodes he might, you know, be fighting as he should.
I think we're seeing an evolution of his fighting style because he's employing a lot of that hand to hand and with those sticks that he learned being with the Tusken Raiders, which is not something he did as much as a bounty hunter. So I think he's like added that to his repertoire, so he's using it more, and I think we're probably going to see more of that. I don't want to see that much more of it. I know everyone loved the whole he's brutal. Look at his face when he's smashing people in the face with that club. I get it.
That was
But,
great.
like, do we need to see it over and over again? Like we just saw a repeat of it in this one. What do you do, Mandalorian?
Did we
Exactly.
though? Because he shot a rocket at somebody who was right in front of
Well,
him.
I'm
That shit
talking
was
about
dumb.
the upward shot of him with that club bashing
Hitting.
someone's face in.
Mhm.
Why
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
he just
Mandalorian.
use the
Yeah,
gun
yeah.
during the fight?
What was that?
Why didn't he just use a gun or anything like that during that fight with a shield or anything like that?
Or do anything? Why didn't he do anything except shoot a rocket at somebody who was right in front of him?
Right.
He could have
I will
talked.
tell
I
you,
would
he
rather
wasn't
he
trying
tried
to kill
talk
anyone,
to him.
but he
Like,
obviously obliterated that motherfucker.
For
And
real.
like,
Like there's no like what the fuck was
And like even
everything blew up. Oh yeah, that
Did he have
backfired,
his
huh? He's right in
backpack
front of you,
on?
bitch. You shot a rocket.
Did
It
he have his
explodes.
backpack on?
There was nothing
in that
left.
scene?
He might not have. I don't know. He might not have.
Oh no,
and,
I
he
don't
has
remember
it.
seeing a jetpack.
No,
and
he
the
has
yellow, even in the Mandalorian,
He has it. Pull
like,
it up.
Yeah, I'll pull
even
it
in
up.
the Mandalorian, you
Tell
know,
me some
Mando,
shit I can't see. Fuck out of here. Go, sorry, Das. Go ahead. I had to shit on Das real quick.
even in the Mandalorian, like I noticed, you know, same problem too. Like, you know, Mando, he got this jetpack and his flamethrower and stuff, and he don't be using this stuff. And you know, I feel like the
Mando
same
be
problem is
using
going to
shit.
carry over. Which, you know, it felt like the same problem
Does
is gonna
require
carry over.
fuel, you know. Maybe they don't want to
Could be
waste the
that.
fuel unless they absolutely
Could
need
be
it,
that.
you know.
Or just didn't do it. You know, like it's easy for you to be like watching from the outside. Why didn't you do this? Like, it's easy for me to say, why didn't you do this instead of shooting that rocket? But I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying, why the fuck did you shoot that rocket? That had to be the worst decision in that situation, right? Like, look at the shit. Like, what are you doing, bro? What is your plan here? Yo, they was
And
after
then-
They
that, bro.
was just trying to kill him though.
Them Jawas, bro. Them
Jawas just
Jawas
got killed, though.
were the shit. I love them Jawas. Opportunistic as fuck, man. They were
Yeah, they
just
was after that coin. That shit was great.
like no
But
one's
it was
noticing this, but we did.
Mandalorian though. I give him that.
But if you see in the background there, he does have his backpack on. But I mean, in the heat of the battle, you know, I'm not gonna say, oh, he should have flew away or anything like that, right? I'm not saying that, but like Yellow said, to shoot that gun like right point blank, right?
rocket.
He would also
Yeah.
be leaving Fennec there in between all of them. So
Yeah,
there's
but
a
like
strategy, you know.
you could, I don't know, you could get up. Maybe if he look, I'm not advocating for using a jetpack. I'm advocating against using the rocket. But if he were to use a jetpack, you could get up over the shields, take a couple of them out. You know, you give Fennec a better chance than if you shoot a fucking rocket in the middle of this. Like that shit is
Very
just
true.
I don't know. And then he shoots the rocket later. He's like, this shit is gonna work. So what are you doing? I don't know. It was weird, man. But overall, this show is mad boring, man. Like y'all not bored, but like it's not like when I was watching it, I was having more fun talking shit than I was actually watching the shit, and that's a problem.
It's better than
No.
WandaVision episode
Didn't bore
1.
me.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I know.
No,
I do notice a
that's not
pattern.
your choice.
Anytime
You don't have to
anyone
listen.
says anything about any show, you always say it was better than WandaVision.
Is that
There's a pattern.
really
It's
Zill or
crazy.
is that Nerd Man?
Right, for real though. For real though.
It was like, yeah, it's
That shit was
man.
boring, Zill. And guess what? Because
It
it's
wasn't
boring and you
boring.
won't admit it, now you have to watch WandaVision back to back. Twice.
No. So I did watch
Three,
WandaVision.
10
Guess what?
times, nigga. I need 10
Guess what?
WandaVisions and one Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I
If this
fell
was just
asleep.
one show, a
I
one-off,
fell
a
asleep.
short, and it was no series, yeah, it's boring as fuck. But it's setting something up, so that's why
Yeah.
I
fell
can't.
asleep in
I have a
WandaVision.
hard time with that slamming on the first episode of the show without at least seeing the second one and see where it's going.
You see, and I agree with you because I don't necessarily think it was that boring per se, right? But usually shows the first episode should grab you. You know what I mean? And to me, there was
Right.
really nothing in this episode that grabbed me yet. So, but
Jennifer Beal didn't
I
grab
mean-
you? What you talking about, man?
I wish she did.
There you go.
I wish she did.
There you go. That crazy ass monster he jumped on didn't grab you. That was awesome.
It was.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a good closing
good,
sequence.
yeah.
It was a great opener and a great closer. I
Right.
just think a lot of the middle was like
Finally
a lot of setup.
seeing how he got. I mean, even though it wasn't anything unexpected, we kind of figured there's only really a couple ways to get out of the damn thing. But
Right.
we finally see how he got out of the Sarlacc Pit. We see the destruction of the sail barge. That we're literally watching a scene that took place like right after the scene
Revenge
in Return of the
of the-
Jedi.
Return of the
That's,
Jedi.
I mean, that grabs me. That gives me a sense of continuity.
I
Well,
hear what
Mike
you're
said it
saying.
was better in the comics though. So how did it go, Mike? Again, some trash shit. Han Solo saved him or some bullshit like that.
It was more exciting. Actually, yeah, whoever was complaining about the pacing or whatever, it was more that sequence was more exciting in the comic.
I think
I
Nindroid had
love that
said
shit.
that too. Nindroid said it was in the comic. It was better. You
It's
know?
only because Han Solo was there. That's the only reason why anybody thinks it's better.
Sure, and all that, and I can see that. I'm not saying that this was a just super exciting episode. It wasn't. It was a slow burn.
Yeah.
Of course it was. And I know, like I said, I usually can get through slow burns fine, but I'm not a lot of people are like me. Most people slow burns bore the hell out of them, and I get it. So I'm not even going to try to say there's something wrong with you or anything like that. No, it makes sense. Slow burns are hard for some people. But again, we also got to look at, even though it probably was better in the comics, Mike, we got to look at what story are we telling here for the entire series, and would that have worked for the entire series? You know,
Oh, no. Lunga, don't get me wrong. No, I'm not. I didn't say I didn't enjoy it. I don't want you to think that.
Oh yeah. No. I'm just postulizing, or what's the word?
Yeah, no, I'm not
saying you-
hypercritical like other people
Yeah.
across YouTube about things like that.
No.
In fact, I
fuck
said
with you, Mike. I know you're not like
if
that.
there was something that I noticed, then there was definitely something wrong, because I'm not gonna, as we were talking about Anzo's his fetish for power scaling.
He fucking this nigga pulls out the DBZ scouter on every fight, and he's like, "All right, let's see."
She
man.
should be knocked the fuck out. She needs to be on the ground.
2 scenes ago, this nigga's power level was 87. Now
She
it's
needs-
55. What is
She
this
needs
bullshit?
to have cauliflower ear and her lung hanging out of her mouth after that.
Enzo was right on that though.
She's had the crosses where her eyes should be. You know what I mean?
Enzo was right on that part though. He was
The,
right.
little birds flying around her head too. She got
Yes,
little birds flying around her head.
He put me knocked out and stay knocked out after that fight in Hawkeye.
That's a fact. But what were we talking about? Lost my train of thought.
Boba Fett being
well,
born.
Yeah, the slow pacing, and Mike was talking about.
In the comics. Oh yeah, I had a question for you, Lunga, because last night you were saying they should have done the flashbacks, like, finished them up. You still feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, again, that could change when I see the next episodes, but as of right now, just knowing what I know, just seeing the first episodes, I don't think we needed to spend that much time there. You know what I mean? It almost felt like I was watching a Stanley Kubrick film. It's just like, do we need this much time here? Do we need to watch all this for that long? I mean, the opening is cool. The opening is cool. You know, I mean, you know, the no dialogue, the visual, you know, bringing you in visually. That was cool.
It was a great opening. It was a great,
you know. But then when we got to the second part of it, where he's like arguing with the Rodian who is a snitch bitch, and you know, and digging up fucking water chestnuts, and you know, and it was like, did we need all that? That was just a bit. It felt long. And looking at the little kid lounging in the sand. I mean, it was just like, this is just way too long here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You know, I mean, they could have did all in one scene. Instead, I mean, they did 2 flashbacks, right?
Yeah.
And I know why they're doing it, because the whole point of it is when you're, especially with television media or movies, you want to keep the audience interested. If you stay in that scene, that desert, the way they were for too long, you're going to lose them. So they have to switch it up. That's why they split the flashbacks into 2 sequences. That way you keep the audience engaged by switching between scenes. But I felt they could have did a scene, haven't been captured, show them with them, have the kid immediately when they bring him in, like, you know, like, what do you do with slaves? Oh, we got a new slave. All right, put him out there, send him out there. You know, like this, like they were tied up for a day and then they sent him out. You know, it's like, oh, we got a new slave, send him out into the fields. Let him go find a fucking water chestnut, you know, and then we could have had that scene and they could have wrapped that all up and then moved on to what was going on with him and Fennec.
I feel. Anybody else feel the same way, or they're okay with the flashbacks?
I would. So they would have to significantly change the story, I think. But yeah, they could easily have shrunk that. But I don't know, because the Tusken Raiders don't speak a fucking language that this guy can understand. You got to spend more time watching them do shit to figure out what's going on, and I guess that's the trade-off for that kind of a thing.
They didn't do anything though.
Right. What I'm saying is you had to spend more time watching them do shit to figure out what the little bit that they were doing. Right. They were taking a slave. Yeah. They were keeping him. They clearly broke the other dude because he snitched immediately. Right. Like, so they were sending them to look for water in the desert and all of that. Like they had, it wasn't much. It very well, it was not much. And it would have been shrunken. It could have been shrunken considerably if they were just talking. But yeah, no, because they don't speak a fucking language that he can understand, and you want to really feel it, you got to spend more time with him, I guess, to get that point across. I think it was 3 scenes actually, 3, but I don't know. It could have been more, could have been less. But we definitely didn't need all of it. I don't think so.
Did you see my visual prediction, Anzo?
No, I didn't.
Share the screen.
And it definitely.
Oh, Boba Fett mode.
Dude, he was wearing a chain. It was perfect.
Wait, so are you saying Mace Windu's coming back?
No. I mean, not seriously. No.
Of course.
This is more for lulz, but yeah, it's just
funny.
Mace Windu is coming back. He's gonna take Boba as a pet.
Lunga confirmed.
Yeah, he's gonna look all crazy like that because he's been living in, like, you know, in the sewers of Coruscant all these years. You know, he's like just got a twitch and shit. He's all crazy.
You even got the right hand too. He only has one hand left, so there you go.
Right, he's pulling it with one hand.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Sam Jackson returning? That would be epic. Old crazy Jackson. I'm ready for it.
Hey, to be honest with you though, if they did it, it wouldn't surprise me that they did. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me if they bring back Mace Windu. It just wouldn't.
Also,
yeah, if Sam Jackson is across the hall.
Right. If Maul can survive, Mace can survive.
I think he's been campaigning that shit. I've heard him. He's done little things about wanting to come back and do it again. But it's like, to me, I'm all for it. I'm all for the return of Mace Windu, but it's gotta be right. It's gotta make sense. You can't just throw him in there. It's like, oh, look who's here. He didn't die. He's here. You know, I mean, it's gotta make sense.
And then if they bring him in, then do we need to get a whole backstory of where he was during the time? Like, you know what I mean?
Mace Windu spinoff.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I think we would, because if you remember, Mace was heavily, you know, against fighting in the Sith. You do got to explain like why he was out of commission and gone for so long, which they can easily explain. You know, he probably went to someone like Dagobah and went crazy and lost.
No, man, he's the sewers of Coruscant, bro.
The
sewers of Coruscant. He was just down there with ragged Jedi robes, crazy hair. He's got the twitch like Forrest Whitaker. You thought Forrest Whitaker looked crazy in Rogue One? Sam Jackson will make him look like a punk. I'm telling you what.
But Lunga, this thing, Mace got some class though. He would upgrade from.
Yeah, you live in the sewers for 20 years. See how much class you keep.
But what I'd say is, do any of you see Mace Windu like just hiding during all the events that happened since he like
Yeah,
Revenge
fuck
of the
yeah.
Sith?
Yoda and Obi-Wan did. Why not?
I mean, if
Yeah,
if they established him as being like a crazy person who lost his way, like he went mad and he physically couldn't do it, then yeah. But if he was there and kind of just hid, it doesn't really make any sense because Mace was like he was ready to take down Sidious. He was like, "Yo,
why are we acting like not every Jedi that's been around has hid during that time? They all did. Kanan Jarrus as a kid hid. Jedi Fallen Order. He hid. Everyone hid, man. That's
plus
Lunga,
Mace
this is
Windu
the
is the only
difference.
one who could actually start the Gray Jedi. So
Yeah, and
obviously
Lunga,
that's what he
this
was
is the
doing the whole time.
yes, do it, and then our channel will be
Gray Jedi
will be
confirmed.
right at the top.
and Lunga, this is the difference. Mace Windu was the only G on the council. That's a fact. He's the only G to ever be on that council ever.
That's
Nobody
true.
else couldn't do what he did. He's a G. G the council.
He also his style also toes the line between the light and the dark side too. So I mean,
only a G can do
So-
that. Yoda
So
couldn't
what
do
he's
it.
saying? So what he's saying, Lunga? He's a Grey Jedi.
I mean, if again there is no
If
actual
anybody's a Grey Jedi,
Hold on.
but if
Mace
anyone
Windu.
could be it,
Right,
yes, it's him.
but
and
and
they showed that in Visions too.
Maybe.
In the Ninth Jedi, you saw that one alien dude who was a Sith, and then in the middle of the fight, they told him calm down, and it turned his lightsaber turned to purple.
Mhm.
Yep.
Because that's what that purple lightsaber signifies, that you can go, toe that line.
But just say the first part that you said about that though. Just the first part of that statement.
It's Star Wars Visions.
No. The first
If
part of the
anyone
statement.
could be a Gray Jedi,
No,
it's him.
even before that.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
You
Yeah, that's
said
a long
there are
time
no
ago, bro.
Grey Jedi in canon.
No, there really aren't. I mean, there's
No, they are.
mentions
They just haven't
of-
been revealed yet.
Well, in canon, which again, it's not even canon because EU's not canon; it's Legends.
Oh shit!
but before Disney bought it,
Oh,
okay, if you want to
man.
go by the EU, there was mentions of Grey Jedi. There was mentions of things that would be like Grey Jedi or using the word Grey, but there was never any solidified actual canon of them. It was just different authors playing around with an idea, and they all kind of did it different. So there was never any real, confirmed thing like that.
Did they actually
The only type
use
of hints.
Oh, go ahead, Kate. You first.
The only type of hints I've seen of people like theorizing was like when Ahsoka started popping up again back into the shows like Rebels and stuff. People was theorizing, maybe she's a Grey Jedi,
Yeah.
but that's the most we have.
Well, it
gotten
makes
from,
sense too.
Kind of
because
Grey Jedi
same thing with
confirmation.
Qui-Gon. Everyone wants him to be a Grey Jedi too, because they're all people who defied the Council. And being while that makes sense, when you think about it, like, oh, it's a cool idea. That's not technically what a Grey
surface
Jedi
level.
is.
While it makes sense, surface level, yeah.
Surface level, thank you. Yeah, but that's not what a Jedi is. A Jedi isn't someone who has a problem with the Council's dogmatic view. That's not what a Grey Jedi is
Nothing to do
at
with
all.
Right.
So yeah.
So
But
my question.
it's a cool idea, but that's not what it is.
My question would be: has the term ever been put into any book or?
Yeah.
Well, I won't say movies, but
yeah.
in a book, like the term.
Yeah,
Grey
it's
Jedi.
been in a few books.
Yeah.
There was Gray Paladins in some books. There was things called the Gray, and so I mean they had. But the way the EU was, it was a wild, wild west, and all these different authors didn't really always work with. Like Lucas signed off on all of it, but it's not like they checked with each other to make sure
Right.
what they said, gelled with what another author did on some other book. You know what I mean? So they all just kind of played with it like it was an open source kind of thing, and so there was never any real solidified canon for it. It was just different authors' takes playing around with an idea.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I just have that argument so many times, and I'm just like, listen, this is what it is, but it is what it is. Anyways, back to the Book of Boba Fett. K-Dot, go ahead. Finish up your dislikes. I think you gave them, right?
Oh, yeah, I only dislike one thing, just Boba Fett's fighting kind of lacking compared to Mandalorian.
How'd you feel about the blue elephant puppet?
Blue elephant puppet?
Say his name, man.
Oh man.
I don't think that I don't know if that's him. I don't want to besmirch.
Say it.
That might be a whole
Max
different
Rebo.
individual with
It is
better
Max
skin.
Rebo. They said
I-
that he was the surprise
there, man.
cameo, which was nonsense. But
Oh, that's it. See, that's what they just be out here lying. I'm
Wait,
telling y'all, everybody be like, y'all didn't learn from goddamn WandaVision. Oh shit, I said it, Zonation. You good? You okay? Check your blood pressure.
I'll tell you guys what I did love
Oh
most.
man.
I'll tell you guys what I did
You
love
had to
most.
say it.
Seeing them sexy Twi'leks just show up, man. Especially the green
okay,
one.
Yeah.
Lex, not Lex.
I
Yeah, like
like
You
McDonald's.
sound like
Now-
Yellow when he says Italian. Slow down with that.
All right. Now this is what I'm thinking a bar is. You know, they called it a bar. That's what a lot of people call things. That was a brothel, man. That was
Yeah,
a
it was a
brothel.
brothel.
Yeah, that's
Straight up.
that's
Straight
not an
Straight up.
astounding revelation.
No.
We all know. You didn't-
Would you like to
Yeah,
sample
I
how
was-
sundry
I was- I
wears
just
and
wanted to
two
make
half-naked people come up behind him? I mean, it's obvious.
I just wanted
Polish
to make
your
that
helmet.
clear for everybody
Yeah.
here and everyone in the chat. You know, let them know.
Wait a minute. You were clowning on me when I said that, but polishing the helmet. You know what they meant by polishing the helmet? It wasn't about actual
See that?
polishing his
See?
actual helmet.
See? That
Can I
proves that you don't
polish
actually
your
listen
helmet?
when people talk to you.
Hey, but that green one, he was looking at Boba. I was like, yo,
Of course
man.
you were. You were liking him. You know that, K-Nuts.
Hey, you look good. I ain't gonna hate. I mean, I wish they showed more. I wish they showed more of him. They only showed 3. I'm
Huh?
like, come on, you gotta have more.
Oh,
What, you wanted to see his third tentacle? Is that what you said?
what do you want to see in this dude? What you talking about, bro? His son was up there.
I wanted to see
You
his
talking about I wish
third
they showed
appendage.
more of him. It went crazy. Yo, see,
It's Disney
Motherfuckers
Plus.
lose their mind.
K-Nuts is like,
It's
does
for
the
kids.
groin tendril match the head tendril?
But you
Show
know,
make
but
loose
hey, if
allusions
it's-
to fucking brothels and shit. You motherfuckers forget that it's made for kids. Like, what the hell? We can't see more of that man. You nasty.
Here we go with the argument. It's made for kids again. I agree with you.
It's not an argument. That's just what it is. It's not even it's not even an arguable point. That shit has always been for kids. That's just what it is.
I mean,
But Jabba
there's
did
something
have
to be
his own
said
purpose.
about made for kids and made to where parents can take kids comfortably. That those are two different things.
Thank you, Mike.
Made for kids, the theme, the plot, everything is aimed at kids. Made
So you're saying like Toy Story?
made to where
something like
parents
that,
are
right?
comfortable
No.
taking kids.
No,
it has
I
adult
disagree
themes,
with
but it's
how
done in a
you're
way
trying to
that
make that
it's still
distinction.
comfortable.
Completely
for kids.
disagree. I would
No.
say that there's an age range. If you want to say these are made for infants to 5-year-olds, and then you have the fucking 5s to 10s and shit like that. Sure, you want to break them up that way, that's fine. But I don't know what that shit was you
Oh,
were just
look,
trying to do.
Although,
And I'm not
although
saying Star Wars is Caillou. It's not Teletubbies. I'm not saying it's made for children who don't know how to speak. I'm just saying it's
Listen,
made for
for all
kids.
intents and purposes, obviously teenagers are kids. But when you talk about stuff that's made for teenagers or YA, it's not. While their age is kids, it's not like the subject matter is kids.
Right, it's a different thing. I'm talking about Y7. That's what I'm talking about.
No, that's not even that
That's
low.
the-
If you
exactly
hold on.
what
If you
this
think
show
Boba
is
Fett is
rated.
game, they're dumb. They're just trying to get their parents to get for everyone to watch it. That's why. It is.
It's Y7.
There's no reason why this show should be rated Y7. That is dumb as hell. You just showed a fucking brothel, yo. That is the dumbest shit
Yeah,
I've ever
but they
heard.
didn't say, hey, this is where we go to have sex. Only you adults who have sex would recognize that as a
Okay.
brothel.
And I can guarantee you, they wouldn't put that kind of allegory or illusion that only the parents will get in any other Y7 fucking thing. They're not going to do it like that. You ain't seen no brothel
Absolutely.
appear in Shrek.
Every
That's
every
not-
every Pixar. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of allusions to sex
No.
in Shrek. I'm
No,
pretty
no.
sure
It
there
was
was
no. But Shrek was jokes. It was words that were used to play.
Cartoons
That were
did back
parents
in
like,
the day.
I get it.
Cartoons
This was
did
a
back in
complete
the day.
visual. Obviously, it was a bar, alcohol consumption, half naked people.
there is
was a
no difference. There is no difference.
big difference.
That's
Big
what
difference.
they do. It's the
Listen,
same.
an ass cheek makes a difference between PG and PG-13. What you talking about? It does make a difference.
There was no ass cheek on this show. Was
I'm saying if just an ass cheek
And
can make a difference between
Y7.
PG and PG-13,
Enjoy.
and
Y7.
a parent brothel can make the difference between Y7 and Y13. That's all I'm saying.
There is no
And
Y7.
even look at I call her the brothel mother. Look at the brothel mother. She's popping out.
The madam, you mean? It's called the madam. Okay, that's
I call it.
coming up with your own fucking words. More complicated. Brothel mother, madam.
She's the brothel mother to me. But man, she pops up with her titties all out and shit. I'm like, damn, kids are watching this shit. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. With her titties on, I loved it.
We know you did.
She was wearing like a bikini, bro. Is it that big of a?
I mean, they
I don't know.
was poking out. They was poking out.
They
I loved
young,
it. I
yellow.
enjoyed it.
I'm telling you,
If
if you guys like Twi'leks, I'm telling you, read the new High Republic novels.
Ha!
Lorna D with the Nile, dude, she's fire. I'm telling you, she is fire.
I mean,
Her
isn't
character is
isn't a lot of Twilight the species in general like taken and used for prostitution and whatnot?
well, yeah, but a lot of it. I mean, they play on this old trope, right? We know where this is headed. Their own planet sells them off, because they're a corrupt planet and this and that and blah blah blah. Yeah,
Right.
see, y'all know where the obvious inspiration from that came from, but yeah, but so a lot of them are sold off, but there's a lot of them that are criminals as well that aren't. And Lorna D is one of them, and I don't remember what the character name, but the Twilight in Mandalorian was the same thing. She was
What's on Twilight Jedi?
Yeah, Loden Greatstorm is the Twilight Jedi in the High Republic books.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Mike, any thoughts?
So
Oh, go ahead, Yellow. Then
Well,
I'll
I
go
just
back.
wanted to say what do we actually think is going to be happening moving forward in this series, right? Because like Han Solo and Mace Windu are not showing up, so we could just let that go, right? But
Onden's gonna be in a huge
Now-
Oh, shit.
Giant
What?
Figure Robot reported that Harrison Ford signed on to do it. It's happening. It's happening. Don't
Right.
you know?
giant freaking robot.
Honestly, Yellow, I feel like this will be more focused than the Mandalorian instead of like using a lot of these big cameos and big names and stuff. There's like season 2. I'll just be really pretty much focused on Boba Fett trying to make relationships with these rival families.
Yeah.
And and just show that how he wants to rule with respect. And the show's gonna end on him becoming the crime lord he needs to be and ruling with
It's
respect.
going to end
I feel like it's gonna be
with
very much
Emilia
focused
Clarke's
on that.
Kira showing up in Quinlan Voss's ship at the very end because Crimson Dawn's going to get in a fight with his cartel. That's
I don't think it's gonna like really
No.
lead into anything else. I feel like this is very just contained and focused. I feel like it will be.
But now you know that
This
that's wrong,
might
right?
be like a
'Cause
2-season series.
Nah, I think this is
I
this
feel
is
like
a
this is
more
it.
condensed story.
Yeah, I feel like they're just doing a one season because Mandalorian season 3. It's just to hold us off until Mandalorian season 3. I
Well,
doubt
you will
was
see Boba Fett
Mandalorian
again,
season
but-
3, so and then they changed it for some reason.
Didn't you see the font? It's the same font and everything, bro.
Yeah, but we
I'm
are
just saying.
getting a
Mandalorian season 3.
Mandalorian season 3 though.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they
filming it
changed it
now.
afterward. I don't know why they did that. It's
They
weird.
changed the number. That was season 4. But they changed the number to season 3.
They knew they had a story that finished. I guess the show was too popular. They were like, "Well, we got to keep making more." There you go. But we know even okay. One short story, yes. More contained, shorter, absolutely. But it absolutely will kick off something else to come next, right?
Yeah,
Because that's what they want to do. They want to try and do the MCU again, but in Star Wars. That's what they're trying to do. Of course, because that's how you make the most money, right? You make as many things as possible and hope that everything doesn't get oversaturated, which it will.
Mhm.
But what do you think they're going to set up? Where do you think
They
this
probably bring
like
in
greater
Thrawn.
Star Wars universe thing goes? Say it again, Zip.
All right.
Someone said Thrawn.
They probably bring in Thrawn.
Well,
If
they
they
are in
bring
Ahsoka. That's in
Thrawn.
Ahsoka.
I think we see something to do with Thrawn in this.
Really?
In Boba?
Yeah.
No, we're not seeing Thrawn until Ahsoka at all.
Yeah.
No, we're not seeing Thrawn. We're seeing something that alludes to Thrawn.
How does
in
that
this
play
series.
into him trying to take over a crime organization? I don't think that would play into it. If anything, and now it's
I
not
don't want any random
because
cameos
it's
either.
probably not happening. But they had a board where all these stories intersect somehow. They were trying to plan it out and had some kind of loose storyboard on
course.
how all these Rangers of the New Republic are the obvious antithesis to Boba Fett's crime organization.
Yeah,
That's where
Yeah.
it would have played into it.
that's where it would have, but now it's
Yeah.
not because we don't know what that show is going to be.
I
But
mean,
they're
they could be
still going to try and
reformatting
connect
it,
it to something
redoing
else.
it, do something different with it. I mean, they could still come back with something similar, but not be that.
I think
but-
Thrawn is Thanos, and I think we see his influence in this in some way. I don't know how. Maybe some just shadow fucking manipulation of things that somebody's working for him that doesn't know they're working for him or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I know
But I
what you're
think,
thinking.
yeah,
'cause
I do think we see.
remember there was the
something like that.
rumors talking about how they were thinking about all of this culminating into a movie. that all
No,
these different
I
series
don't,
were.
but that-
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that-
those
that
rumors.
makes
Again,
sense.
it's just rumors. There's nothing
Yeah.
by Lucasfilm or anything. But there were the speculation was that scoopers or people have heard that this is all they were taking all these series and they're all supposed to culminate some kind of big Mandoverse movie.
Oh, really?
If that's the case, then yeah, I could see it all coming to a head with Thrawn being the big bad in that movie, and all these different people from all these different shows are all there. And
Well, because Longa, if anything, like for me, I don't think Thrawn's gonna be teased. He's gonna show up in the Ahsoka show, because at the moment, wherever Ezra is at, Thrawn is at. Because if anyone watching
Right.
End of Rebels,
right.
Ezra and Thrawn is together.
But he was teased. He was
somewhere.
teased in Mando.
Yeah, but
He
that
said
was-
Ahsoka said his name. She was less.
Yeah, he was teased. He was teased. But I don't think he's gonna they're gonna pop up or show him. I doubt Ahsoka will come after this.
Right.
But I feel like they're not gonna tease right into it.
Right.
I feel like
and
anything
everything
they tease in the Mandalorian season 3 more so than Ahsoka.
and the way it lines up too, because everything the way
No.
Filoni did Clone Wars and Rebels, the episodes and events you see in those are not chronologically linear. They jump
Right.
around. And if you look at that closing scene of Rebels where you see Sabine Wren and Ahsoka meeting up and they decide they're going to go look for Ezra.
Yeah,
Sabine
that's
looks
after Return of
older. Sabine looks older. She looks a little bit different. So that's supposed to be set in the future. And I have a feeling that scene we saw takes place right after what happened in The Mandalorian.
Interesting.
Because after she leaves the Mandalorian, after she gets that information from the girl about Thrawn, she meets up with Sabine, and they decide to go after Ezra, and that's the beginning of her show.
Yeah. And what I think is Ezra's most likely doing maybe Thrawn got the best of him, and Ezra's probably doing some crooked stuff with Thrawn. Because, they've been gone for a long time, so they're probably working together at some point.
Okay, Pickle. Hold on, can we answer Pickle's question?
Yeah, go
Pickle,
ahead.
it's
No.
not a sealed
No,
helmet, bro.
K-Dos was
It's
just
all
talking.
open. It's all open at the bottom, bro. Okay, it's all open seepage. That's how seepage. The helmet just filled up with acid.
Puts his skirt up so bad after he escapes the pit. Well, but his neck is
He was all tilted to the side. His head was sideways.
Yeah,
round.
but
The
from
lower
his-
part of the helmet is exposed.
it's
it doesn't
cloth.
close up.
It's a
There's
cloth.
nothing that seals
When he
it.
fell in there, he could have splashed in the pool, and it could have splashed all up inside his helmet. I mean, are we really playing this? It's liquid, bro. You fall in the liquid, it goes everywhere. It just splashes all over the place. It can get up inside of there and everything. It's obvious.
Now, if it was something like, I don't know, Master Chief's helmet that actually seals with the stuff around their neck, then yeah, but the helmets
didn't.
are open at the bottom.
That's why he needed the stormtroopers' oxygen.
Like the John Henry Irons from Superman and Lois.
Yeah, like a suit like he doesn't have an armor like that.
My God, Steel. All right, so now Mike should talk because
Mike. Yeah, for real. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mike.
don't be hating on it like the old man he is. Go ahead, Mike. Preach
I'm
that
gonna
hate.
get a drink.
Yeah, cool.
or he cannot talk. All right, so
No.
all y'all is wrong. Oh shit, he's back.
I've been here listening to y'all ramble. So yeah, it's okay. It's all good. I have nothing to say. I mean, I enjoyed the episode. I don't have too much to be critical about. I want to see where it's going to go. I'm intrigued to see what characters they're going. If they're going to bring more legacy characters. Huh?
What was
I
that?
don't know. I think he said WandaVision again. So as you said,
Like you hate the Nolan movie.
And I want to see
I
like
just
what
said
legacy
Nolan
characters they're
movies.
going to bring in and stuff like that. So
Thrawn.
you know, I don't know. I mean, I agree with you, Yellow. I could see them doing him like like Thanos or whatever, just showing up,
Yeah.
or from the side profile, or from behind or whatever. Not necessarily.
Well, I don't know if they
full
actually
reveal.
show him, but yeah, I think we're gonna see
Yeah, and the revelation would
like
be
the villain from Inspector Gadget.
yeah. Wow.
RDJ is wrong, guys. It's gonna happen.
Just gonna see a blue hand.
But yeah, I'm here. Is Rodriguez doing all of the episodes, or is he just doing this one?
I don't know. I would imagine they switch off,
Yeah,
but it's only 7 episodes, so he could do them all.
yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of hope he is because he did direct the episode when Boba showed up and Mandalorian, so he might as well do all of them.
Mhm.
Keep it consistent with a consistent vision.
Yeah, I agree.
It would be
can hope.
interesting, but You know, they usually have these episodes. They did it with Mando, was a different director each episode. So it's
Yeah.
definitely possible
TV
that
usually
there
is
will
done.
be. Yeah. Plus, I don't know, but didn't they leak the episode names? So did they leak the directors as well, or just the names?
Well, it looks like, and I don't know if this is true, but according to the Book of Boba Fett, oh no. According to Wikipedia, it says the Book of Boba Fett might be directed by a few people.
Oh, really?
Oh shit. Okay, I don't know if this is true, but it says here on Wikipedia. I don't know if this is true. You can't trust anything these motherfuckers say. But it says here on Wikipedia, filming before the series began late November 2020. If you pull it up on screen on the stagecraft about that big ass clamshell that they film everything in, and it says after 2 weeks of filming, members of the cast and crew learned that they were making the Book of Boba Fett rather than the Mandalorian season 3, which I told you motherfuckers. More proof. Anyway, well, it doesn't matter. Rodriguez directed 3 episodes of the series with Favreau, Bryce Dallas Howard might get an episode. It looks like Filoni, Steph Green, Kevin Tantra. I don't know who these people are, but yeah, also reported to have directed episodes of Boba Fett, and there's only 7 episodes. So if this nigga, if Rodriguez did 3 of them shits, he probably got the beginning 2 and then the last one. And then threw a couple of other motherfuckers in there.
Beginning, the middle, and the end, man. Let's keep it, spread it out a little bit.
No, you get the reason why I say the first 2 is because set the story right, and we haven't finished setting the story yet. We still got to set up we still have to do more to set up the criminal underworld adversaries. You feel what I'm saying? The other factions and shit. So they'll do that next episode, and then they'll probably let somebody else do a couple episodes, and he'll come back to finish it off. I imagine. We'll see what happens.
Didn't they also say if I remember correctly, because I try to forget everything I saw from Attack of the Clones, but didn't they also say like when they were on the one and only redeeming thing of that terrible movie was the water planet, which I didn't mind seeing.
Cameroon?
Camino, yeah, I didn't mind seeing that again, and because that was the one only thing that was good about Attack of the Clones. But didn't they say something like when they were talking to Jango? Yes, when they were talking to Jango Fett, and they said that he had one of the clones because it was Boba, and they did something to him, so I think it was he wouldn't age the same way that the clones did.
No, they sped up the aging for all the clones so that they can have the soldiers. And then this one, they did not speed up his aging so that he can grow up like a normal boy. I'm a real boy.
Yeah. Everything. He was an unaltered clone.
Hi, Daddy. I'm a real boy.
Yeah, so they didn't give him any of that stuff to make
like
him
Omega,
speed
who
or
everybody
enhance
loves
him.
from the Bad Batch.
So theoretically,
I don't.
This is 60. He would have
better
to be
than WandaVision. Sorry, Mike.
If they kept his age, it would be 60, right?
Yeah.
Well, if it's playing like what his age is, that would have to be 60 years from Attack of the Clones, or 50 because he was like 10 years old or whatever in Attack of the Clones, right?
Yeah, but it's only 7 years after Return of the Jedi, right?
That's what I'm saying. But how many years were between from Attack of the Clones to Return of the Jedi?
Well, isn't if you go
18 years between that and New Hope, and then it was like about 2 to 3 years from New Hope to Jedi. So it's about 20 to 21 years.
So it's inaccurate then. So I can't believe anything this show has said. That's it. I'm done watching it.
Well, what did I miss?
First the power scaling, now the ageism.
Fucking power scaling. This guy's he's too old to play the part. This is bullshit.
Show, man. I'm out. That's it. Done.
I mean, look,
Disney bullshit.
It's kind of out of shape, but I mean, he's still hanging in there. They just retconned that he got a dad bod now. This ain't the first time Star Wars done a retcon.
The same thing they did with the MCU. They made it the MCU, and they changed it from Star Wars to Star Whores. This is bullshit.
Have any of y'all ever been eaten by a Sarlacc Pit that no one's ever escaped? Come on, man. They cut the man some slack.
Yeah, it's a lot of time to spend without lotioning up, and also being eaten.
Come on, yo, the Jawas fucking pistol whipped him. Come on, I mean,
skin being digested. Yo, he cold cocked that motherfucker. That shit.
Bunga, I do give Boba slack, but not for Mandalorian. He still got beat up by a blind person and sent to Sarlacc Pit.
Oh, you're talking about Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, when Han knocked him out. Han's the GOAT, bro. He didn't even see. He knocked his ass out.
That's so weird. Like, I feel like
Boba
if
Fett.
the roles were reversed,
Where?
y'all would be like,
Where's
Han
Boba
is
Fett?
OP.
Boba Fett, where?
I mean, but they wasn't gonna do that to Han though. He's the main character. He's protected
That's
by the
plot armor. That's pure plot armor. That should be.
Haven't
a
y'all
complaint.
realized that Han has lived literally by luck? Well, like he's been
Pure,
lucky,
unadulterated luck.
Hey, maybe Boba should learn how to get lucky. Maybe he should learn.
Like that's the whole point of the dice. You need dice because he's a gambler. No, man, it's just because he's lucky. He just rolls them sevens over and over again. He's lucky.
Because Han's the GOAT, bro. He's luckier than Luke. Well, I wouldn't say that. Episode 7 happened.
Yeah, exactly. And we
It
don't
did?
talk about that shit.
Yo, The Force Awakens is a good movie. You guys are just haters. That's all that is. Like, there's nothing. Again,
I agree with that.
fucking
I agree with
that you know, it's better than WandaVision, right? That fucking sequel failed at Jedi. That return, the Last Jedi is when the problem started, and then they ultimately, you know, like
Hold on,
fell apart.
yellow. Help me out here, Mike. What is with that no ass having fucking stripper Twi'lek? What is what?
Well, I was trying to find something for DC.
There is no ass on that.
Yeah,
It might be some ass, but
That
it's
is-
too small because this nigga Anzo just got Pickles
That is
a
King of the
paragraph
Hill
question
ass
on the
right
screen
there.
for
That
3
is
hours.
Henry Hill
Hold
ass.
on, man. I was very happy now.
He said the ass sell propane.
Feel better now.
Yes. Jeans
That is
falling
rough.
off the hips and everything. That is bad. What is that?
Hold on, let me full screen it for you. Make it better. There you go.
Oh gosh.
That is not better. That is worse.
She got no ass. People throwing dimes and quarters at her. She ain't got
Chill, man. She might have a thyroid condition, guys. All right.
Well, people with thyroid conditions don't become strippers. I'm sorry.
Like
they
Amy
throwing dimes and quarters. Get off the
Go
How you
become,
gonna
you
pay
know,
for the medical bills? This is America.
Okay,
guys.
that one's
How's
better.
that?
That one's better. I mean, it's the ass isn't bigger that
Same
much, but
girl.
it's better. At least it's not flat.
It's the same chick.
it's the
Yeah.
angles. The
It's the
angles.
angles, yeah. It's the angles.
Oh, she playing them tricks with the cameras. Ooh.
Mhm.
See, the whole pole is the reason why it looked like it got some meat on it. She's pushing that bitch up against it.
Yeah, all up in her crack, right?
They about to be chucking gold bars at her now.
Okay, I can get that off the screen. Now that's oh, we got a little slowdown here, eh? Hold on. There we go. That's better.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, man.
Anzo, quick question.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, how do you feel about Boba not, slapping up that Tusken child, man? Them Tusken Raiders, bro. I was waiting for him to slap that kid up.
We already know fuck them kids, right? So he should
That's
have
my
fucking-
line. That's
he
my
should
line,
have
Anzo.
fucking-
Slow
he
down.
should have
Don't be
fucking-
stealing my lines.
He should have fucking wiped the floor with that little fucker. Trust me. Anakin did the right thing. He killed all the kids.
Wow.
No, but seriously, I was waiting a whole episode for Boba to slap that kid. I was literally waiting. I was like, he's gonna slap this kid at some point. I was waiting. I was like, oh, he didn't slap him. Shit.
Fuck that. He was too angry. He was too angry. Bernie Mac. He was too angry at that fucking Rodian, man. He was too pissed off at Greedo's cousin. He was just mad.
Oh, I wish he
No,
killed
he
him.
wasn't too angry. That snitch got them niggas beat up and then
I wish
chased
he
by a
killed that
dog.
dude, bruh.
Yeah, word up.
But
I mean,
that's
I
what
can
happened.
understand why he didn't. I can understand why he did it, but it's like, come on, bro. You both would have got out and y'all would have been able to dip. But nah, he had to.
That's true,
He had
brother.
to stand.
But yeah, I like that.
That is not a Twilight.
But wait, hold on. You
So
know,
audition tape.
so you know you gotta send me that profile on Insta so I can follow, right? You know that, right? Hey, what's up, TLB 2.0?
Hey,
How you
TLB.
doing? What's going on? We're just here talking about some Book of Boba Fett. Did everyone answer your question about where they think it's going? Yellow?
Nah. But I don't care anymore.
Well, I do. So where you guys think it's going?
Mandalorian sequel.
I want to see some more mafia stuff going on in this show.
Yeah,
Sound like the Godfather type show.
bold prediction.
You want to see a horse's head in the bed? Is that what you want to see?
What the fucking that thing
wanna
that he
see-
killed at the
Want to
end?
see
Yo, that's
Carl
gonna
the
show up
Major
in-
Domo wake up with a horse's head
Yes.
in his bed?
Well, hey, they did have the alien head at the end. They ran around with the
Yeah.
alien head at the end, so who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he's gonna
This was
send a
7
gift
years
to the
ago.
mayor, right? It's gonna be an alien head.
Gonna come
Yeah,
at him.
my God.
I don't care how many of your wop guinea friends come out of the
Whoa.
woodwork. I'm actually half Mandalorian, half something
You
else. I
sand
don't care.
people, right? Okay, how many of you?
That's the only thing I
Fucking
think.
hut sand people.
I never really watched The Sopranos, but I feel like it's
That was-
going in like those kind of directions, and
more
You
to
Twi'lek
Godfather.
lovers.
it's still
More
They're
kinda-
to
not doing the Sopranos. You know, that's not what the Sopranos was.
I don't know. I never watched it, but a lot of people are comparing this to like saying it's
Because
like
those are people that
Sopranos.
while Sopranos is great, that's all like especially younger people. I mean, I would say people, millennials, people in their 30s.
That's all they know
Yeah,
about the mod.
Yeah, they don't know like the actual real classics.
Right.
They don't watch the real good shit.
Right.
Um,
Right.
Those are
because
people who
it's-
can't get through the Godfather. You know.
sorry,
I was just
Godfather's the
wondering-
goat. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
But
no
that's what I was
question.
gonna say.
It's no
It
question.
seems more like Godfather to me, type of. Vibe,
Yeah,
right?
that's what it is.
Right. Eh,
We'll see.
don't know. I hope-
but
yeah,
it's
right.
Definitely, that part of it is definitely modeled after what they did in the Godfather. I mean, they had the whole fucking 5 families like
mhm.
it's just the same scene. They're sitting around a table and shit.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Yeah. So
I
that's.
mean,
what I'm
everyone
saying.
knew about the commission, but the Godfather is the first ever to show that like on screen like that with the
Right.
with the 5 families sitting at the table and shit.
Zill Nation. Sorry, Walker said, did anyone like this show? It made me fall asleep.
It was I don't know, because people are saying like it was slow, and it wasn't slow. They moved through shit quickly, but I just didn't care about most of what they were doing.
Mm. You seem to like. I thought you were liking it though when we were watching it. I thought you
I
were
was having
liking
fun making fun of it, and I was pointing out the positives. But ultimately, like watching when we got to the end of the episode, I was like, I mean, I guess.
I mean, you still gave it a
Dang,
6.
look at
Yo.
my
I mean,
late
you gave it a
looking
6.
thing.
yeah, because all of the technical things that they did good, but the story is very like the only thing I'm interested in the story is the criminal underworld. That's the only reason why I'm tuning in next week to see what
I
they're
gotta tell
doing.
you, if I'm not interested in a story, nothing's ever going to get a 6 from me if I'm not interested in a story. We can
That's
have
fine.
as much great visuals as possible. I could never
Right.
give it a 6 if the story's bad.
Yeah,
Man,
I thought it
that
was.
yellow
I thought
fucking
they had a
was
great
so bad.
opener. They had a great closer. I think the pacing was good. Like people talking about, like it's slow pace. I don't know that it's slow paced. It's just what they're doing isn't very interesting in the middle. That's the problem. Like it's just not. Like they're setting up a lot of stuff, and we'll see where it goes. But it's it's a fine
Well, a lot
show.
of people-
I just don't care about anything yet.
A lot of people
I don't
also
care
do the
about most.
misnomer that consider a slow burn or slow pacing bad pacing when that's not what that
Right.
means.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You can have a slow pace and be good pacing, depending
Yeah.
on what they're setting up with it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Sound
on
like
that.
doing that good movie.
Mhm.
No. But hey, you know what I mean? Teach their own, you know what I mean? No, that's Nolan-esque type of shit to me, but it is what it is.
no.
Name me one slow paced movie you like, Anzo.
Name me one slow paced
there's
movie
a
by
few.
Christopher Nolan.
There's a few. No. I didn't mean because it was slow paced. I mean just in the trash bucket. That's what I mean. I'm comparing them.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
trash
I was
bucket.
confused. I didn't know
Yeah,
what was
that's
going
what
on.
I mean. I'd have to think about that, but there's a lot of them that I like.
A lot of them, I have to think about it.
I'd actually watched Bruised on Netflix with Halle Berry. That was kind of slow paced. It was good.
No, that wasn't slow paced.
A little bit. Like there wasn't really much going on. It was more family dynamic and stuff like
Okay,
that.
hold on. Wait. There's when you say there's not a lot going on, that's not what slow paced means.
When I say slow pace, I mean no action.
Okay, but that's not what
Right.
slow paced
Yeah,
means.
that's not what that means. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's fine if you don't like it because there's no action, or you're saying there's no action. That's fine, but you can't really call it slow pace because that's not what slow pace means. The slow pace can have action, it could have things. It just means that it's not moving from scene to scene to scene to scene very quickly. There could be stuff happening in those scenes, but they're long, drawn out scenes, and
Yeah,
they move,
boring
and
scenes,
they,
like
and they Again, you're conflating no action with slow pace, and that's not the same thing. Those are two different things.
Okay, but it doesn't necessarily, like you said, yeah, you're right. It doesn't have to be all about the action, but that's a lot of it. Like when people talk about movies that are slow paced, they say it's because it's boring. Like nothing's going on in the movie.
Yeah, a lot of people get that wrong. But
Yeah.
I like
the thing is that
the
like
Matrix. The Matrix.
the story isn't moving forward. Like that's the difference.
Here.
Right? That's what makes something
Hold on.
slow paced or not. Is
Excuse
the
me,
story
Yellow.
moving forward? And that's
Excuse
the
me, I
thing.
have a perfect example. Once I say this, Anzo's going to completely understand. Slow paced is Zack Snyder's Justice League chapter 1 and 2. Okay, that is slow paced. That is the snail's fucking
That's trash.
pace.
Zack
Okay.
Snyder's Justice League was not slow.
That's what that is.
No,
It was. The pace didn't pick up until the third act.
Totally disagree.
It was slow pace at the beginning. I liked it, but I don't mind those slow pace movies as long as they're done good. But it was a slow pace for more than half the movie.
It's not a matter of agreeing or not. We're telling you how slow pace actually works and how all of you are wrong when you use it. It's not an issue of whether you agree.
There's another one. Quentin Tarantino movies. Quentin Tarantino movies are slow. There's a lot of action in the scenes, but they're slow paced. There's dialogue.
Like what?
There's a lot of drawn out information given to you. There's a lot of scenery. There's a lot of interactions between characters, and it has a slower pace.
Like
and then they
movie?
have this boom. Pulp Fiction.
No, I don't like Pulp Fiction.
Cool.
Godzilla.
Cool.
The first one was so good.
But that's what it is.
Movie?
The Hateful Eight is the same thing.
Hateful Eight was another one. Yeah.
Like not so much like
one that he liked. What did he like?
What's the vampire one?
Dust Till Dawn.
Whatever. Dust Till Dawn. Not so much Dust Till Dawn.
Django.
The Western we watched with Anzo. The one with
How do they fall?
Yeah, that had a slow pace too.
Absolutely not.
No, it was slower than other comic book or action movies that it was also trying to blend into its Western style, but it wasn't. It like, especially when you compare it to fucking Westerns, like traditional Westerns. No, it wasn't slow paced. It was slower than Mandalorian. It was slower than Boba Fett. This episode of Book of Boba Fett.
But I mean, you would go long scenes. You would go a long time between scenes before you saw a gun pull. Or
that's fine.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's capitulating to his fucked up definition of slow pace, which is not what it is. I can't do that.
I know. What I'm saying is though, sans that, I'm adding the fact that it's not just about the action. Is that there was a lot of exposition done through visuals. There was a lot of dialogue that was building out the story and building out the plot that went on. In
the last episode of Loki was slow paced.
That's a different. That's not.
That's
what I'm trying to say.
Was it not though?
That wasn't hold on.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not. No, stop. Hold on. That's not what slow pace means.
But there was a lot
of
exposition.
Boring. That's a different thing.
No,
that's
that wasn't
boring.
boring.
Exposition.
What I'm trying to tell you is that's not what slow pace means.
But it wasn't boring.
That's not what it was.
Yes, like there was more.
Well,
talking
I disagree
and
that it wasn't boring, but
that's not. I know what Enzo said.
That's what I'm saying.
He said it because I mentioned about the exposition in The Hard Day Fall. Here's the difference, Anzo. In the last episode of Loki, it was an exposition dump. Every word out of Major's mouth was an exposition dump, just explaining everything that they've been trying to set up for the whole series all in one scene. That's an exposition dump. They didn't do that in Hard Day Fall. It was spread out through all their interactions throughout the whole movie.
Okay. But does that not make it what? So because they dumped all the exposition at one point, that's not what makes it slow pace?
I'll do it here. I know why the word's hard for you. Here's the thing. Okay. When we say a slow paced movie, it's the way we've been defining it. What you're talking about is that exposition dump slowed the pace. While yes, I get what you're saying with that, it's not the same thing as a slow paced movie. It slowed the show down. But that's like putting the brakes on. That's a different thing than a slow-paced movie. A slow-paced movie is designed by they for a reason to tell a story. But when the pace is slowed because something like a big exposition dump, it jars you out of the story, and it's like, what the hell am I doing? I'm reading an encyclopedia now. That's what I'm gathering.
Yeah, that's not a slow pace. They stopped the movie to explain the world to you. It's a different thing.
But what I'm saying is that last episode, there was really nothing going on. Everything was like talking and not just the end,
Yeah.
through the whole episode.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
No, you're not saying what you're saying is not wrong. You're right about that episode, but the terminology you're using to describe it is what's incorrect. That's not. It's not because it was slow pace. And to begin with, it would have to be like to create a slow pace. You would have to keep it going, and then it ramps up at the end to be a slow paced series or slow paced telling. That's not what they happened. It's like what Yellow said. They stopped the pace to just dump everything on you.
So Dune was slow pace.
Yes.
Dune is slow.
Okay, yes, I know. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So I know what you guys mean when I say slow pace. Dune was slow
They
pace.
put the Matrix movie, the first one was slow pace. The Matrix, the first movie, that was kind of slow pace at certain parts.
I don't think
I don't
so.
remember.
No, I mean there was a lot of training. There was a lot of
But they did kind of slowly build out the world. Like they had all the action sequences, which was cool throughout the movie, but it was kind of like
I mean, I felt it
the
ramped up.
story
quick
moved
because
forward kind of slow.
we go through a very short period of him as Tom Anderson, and it quickly ramps up into the pill. Quickly ramps
Yeah,
up. to him
once
being
you
Zion,
get
it
into
quickly
the
ramps
Matrix
up.
world, though, like once he gets out of the Matrix, and then they kind of, that's when it slows down a lot. It kind of does. But it's also, I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. I don't know. The Lord of the Rings, that's slow pace.
Yeah.
Real fucking slow.
Loved it. Every single one of them.
Yeah, hard.
Right. So your
The first
problem
one.
isn't
Well,
slow pacing.
the other two are good.
So your problem is not slow pacing.
Right.
I mean, and I can't even say it ain't action either, because Fellowship of the Rings, not a
They're
lot of
just
action.
walking.
Yeah, I know. Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. It's
Quentin Tarantino is
weird.
similar to James Cameron. Post on the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. So there should be deleted scenes like "fuck, give me a good time. I'm here to watch a movie and get a nut."
I know
That's
Quentin's always
kinda
fighting
weird.
with studios because they're always trying to cut up his movies and stuff, put what he wants to put out there, and he has beef with, it was Disney, right? Beef with Disney.
Does
The
he?
whole Hateful Eight thing. Oh yeah, because he was trying to get the Hateful Eight in theaters, and the theaters were basically said, "Listen, man, we can't play it because Disney said if we play, because what was Star Wars movie or whatever Marvel movie, something was out. Yeah, Star Wars. If you don't play the Star Wars movie in this amount of theaters, and you play Hateful Eight, we're not going to let you play the Star Wars movies." And they had to, or they're going to lose all the money.
That's trash.
And Quentin
Wait.
do that.
went off on them about it.
Hold on. Explain that again.
Yeah, why?
No. Explain that again. Disney.
Let's just find a video.
There was a
That's the best
theater
way
in
to go.
California, one of Tarantino's favorite theaters. Like,
Okay.
I don't know the name of it, but
Chinese.
Yeah, I think it might. No. It was ArcLight, maybe.
The ArcLight. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And they apparently he had a deal with them to play his movie. No, I think it was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think, if I remember correctly. But whatever it was, they had a deal to play his movie for a specific amount of time, and then Disney came in and said, "Well, we want you to play Star Wars," and they did, and that was the problem that he had with them.
Okay, so they didn't play his movie as long as they were supposed to.
Right.
Okay.
Which I guess they're entirely
You
entitled
have it here?
to do,
Hold on,
but
learn something.
Well,
the
no,
other-
not if you made a deal.
It was real bad news, and it really fucking pissed me off. And I think I want to voice it right now.
Please, the forum is yours.
Basically, and I'm not talking about the whole country. I'm talking about one theater in particular.
You sound nervous about this.
Well, it's a big fucking deal.
All right,
All
go
right.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So we were going to play at the Cinerama Dome on the 25th. So we were going to open there and play there exclusively for 2 weeks. And Star Wars was going to play the 2 weeks before us. And I grew up in Los Angeles, so I think of the Cinerama Dome as a real big deal and imagine seeing it at the Cinerama Dome.
Means something to you.
Exactly.
Right.
Disney, who owns Star Wars, decided, well, you know what? Maybe we want to play throughout the entire holiday season. And not, so we're going to go to the Cinerama Dome and say that they can't honor their contract
right
with us to show the Hateful Eight. And the ArcLight people that own the Cinerama Dome said, no, you can't do that. We have a deal with the Hateful Eight people, and showing it in 70, that's what we do. We have the 70mm projectors.
Right.
They didn't have to move them in.
Right.
That's the thing. We even start off with the Cinerama logo
Right.
at the beginning. As of yesterday, Disney came to the ArcLight people and said, no.
Wow.
You are going to play Star Wars in the Cinerama Dome for the entire holiday season. And if you honor your deal with the Hateful Eight, we will not allow you to have Star Wars, the biggest movie in the world. We will not allow you to show it at any of your ArcLight movie theaters.
Oh.
So in your mind, that's petty because they've got a big blockbuster on their hands.
They've
They
got
don't
the
need
biggest movie in the world. We're talking about one effing theater. They are going out of their way to fuck me.
Quentin, in all fairness, I must say, there's nobody from Disney here to refute that or to say.
No, but as far as
I understand how you feel.
As far as I'm concerned, and let all the entertainment reporters call up Disney as of now and ask for their comments about their extortionist practices.
Listen, Bob. I don't know shit about this theater. Quentin's a weirdo. Sorry, Quentin. The fucking kid, they got the stupid 70mm. They got all that shit that he cares about. He just wants to show his goddamn movie there. You're sitting on top of the world. You got Star Wars. What do you need this? Do me a favor, Bobby, for me. And we've had many private conversations. I fucking partied with this guy over at Jimmy Kimmel's. Bobby.
It would be gracious.
Be a gracious man. I want Quentin to show this new movie. He's worked his ass off. He wants the equipment. Hateful Eight. Would you do it for me? All right? Christmas. It's Christmas, for Christ's sake.
So couldn't he sue them though?
No.
Not Disney, the movie company.
But he knows he doesn't want to fuck the movie theater because the movie theater is not doing to him on purpose. It's Disney putting them in between a rock and a hard place.
Well, I would imagine that there's some stipulation in the contract that says they can cancel whenever they want.
Probably.
Yes.
But his fight isn't with ArcLight. He doesn't have a problem with them. It's what Disney is doing, and he's forcing their hand. So he has more of an issue with Disney. But he can't sue Disney for,
No. But I'm saying, like I said, the theater though, because
that's what is that going to solve? Is that going to stop? Is that going to stop? Disney from doing what it does? Is it going to get Hateful Eight in the theaters right then and there? No, that would be litigated for years.
Yeah,
it wouldn't solve anything.
Also, there's most likely stipulation in the contract that says they can cancel whenever they want.
Sure. Again, I'm just answering his question at face value.
Yeah, but we also don't know that either, right?
Yeah.
If that's in the contract, we don't know that. So
most likely, no.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. For me personally, I'd probably take it to the theater. But I guess he says he has a good rapport with them or whatever. And
he would also, assuming it's not in the contract, he'd also be burning bridges with them.
Right.
He would do that.
Right. I mean, well, movies aren't always that good anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Star Wars, pretty sure, brought that company. Well, depends on which Star Wars, but
I don't know. I'd watch just about all of Quentin Tarantino's movies before I watched The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker again.
And The Force Awakens.
And Attack of the Clones.
Stop with the Attack of the Clones shit, Mike. I got a Phantom Zone over here, brother. I can Phantom Zone your ass real fucking quick,
You're trying to repress the truth? Is that what's going on here?
You know what?
He made me Phantom Zone.
You will lie down before me, Jarrell! Both you and them one day, Jarrell!
And he is out of here.
It's actually been a minute since I Phantom Zone someone.
Censorship. Censorship.
It was the Hateful Eight versus the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was The Force Awakens. Okay. Yeah.
Well, it was actually a good movie, though.
Yeah.
That was a movie that had tons of hype and did make over $1 billion. So I mean,
right.
That was a juggernaut.
Right. And
there was no Cinerama Dome go.
There is no way that, you know what I mean? Like,
how big is that theater? How many seats?
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm just curious.
I don't know.
I never been there. Look it up.
Never been there.
They said
It's still
they
just
had,
one theater though.
they said they
Yeah.
had 70 projectors. All of
Actually,
them.
isn't that the one that
70
closed
No, 70
too?
mil projectors. Talking about
Because of the
type of
pandemic?
projector.
I
Possibly.
don't know.
Possibly.
Because there was one, and I think they were like looking to him to perhaps buy it to prevent it.
Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, yeah,
all
but
sections, stadium seating. Got a lot of shit in there.
Disney would do some shit
800
like that,
guests
though.
per showing.
Ooh,
Damn. Wow. Yeah, Disney would do some shit like that, though. You know what I mean? Like you could tell. You know.
But isn't
but that's
isn't,
what capitalism is. Big business is using all of the money that you have to fuck people with less money.
But not only that, but didn't they own like both of them? Like Miramax, right? That's Disney still, right? Or does Miramax not exist anymore? Because that's what Tarantino.
Was that the Hateful Eight?
Yeah, Tarantino was he was Weinstein boy for a while,
Yeah, but
and
They're in the
Miramax
Hateful
was
Eight?
released by Disney.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were
Miramax was Disney,
That's what I'm saying.
but Hateful Eight. That's the
I thought
question.
they sold it.
Because that would be like the shit they were doing once after they bought 20th Century Fox and all that, releasing the,
Yep.
the
I mean,
movies against
it
each
was
other.
definitely
Looking
Weinstein.
at this site here from Discover Los Angeles, I mean, his relationship with them is so good because that was, when was that? That was Force Awakens. That's 2017, right? Force
50.
Awakens was 2050.
Oh wait, so maybe that was that wasn't.
Yeah, in 2019, they did a nationwide release of his Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, with a 3-day film series playing at the Cinerama Dome. So I mean, he has a good relationship with them, and they do this a lot apparently. So
Yeah, it
I'm
says
sure
it was,
they felt bad about it.
it was distributed by the Weinstein Company.
Yeah, it is, but it doesn't look like Disney owns the Weinstein Company.
Oh wait, Chapter 11 bankruptcy,
Well,
but that
makes
wasn't
sense.
until 2017.
Right.
Huh. Okay.
It's interesting. So, any final thoughts on Book of Boba, guys, or we said it all? Do you want to
Yo,
give
Thrawn
grades?
is coming. Grogu is showing up in the last episode to save Boba Fett. He's gonna force choke one of these. He's gonna force choke Fennec Shand because she's gonna betray him because she doesn't think that he's a ruthless enough crime boss, and she's gonna get him killed. And right when she's gonna pull the trigger, Grogu is gonna walk out and force choke that bitch to death, and it's gonna be great.
So wait,
I do see.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
man.
go ahead.
No,
I was just gonna say my prediction. I do see, in one way, shape, or form, a rivalry that at the end is going to be between his organization and Crimson Dawn. I don't know if it'll be Amelia Clark, Kira coming in, or what the case is, but there'll probably be some kind of conversation between them and Crimson Dawn.
How many years is it between Solo and?
Well, Solo was way before New Hope, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact year, but it looked like he was probably about at least 10 to 15 years younger.
Yeah, he was young. He was young.
So, she'd be an old Kira. If it's her, but
because if I'm not mistaken, and internet stuff, but weren't there rumors of Luke and Grogu actually being in this series?
Yeah,
there was, right? Okay, that's what I thought.
That's what.
I don't believe that though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't see it. It doesn't make sense at all. But
like, why are you going back to Tatooine?
Ever since the WandaVision.
What's that?
Ever since that WandaVision prediction thing with everybody.
Oh, here we go again.
WandaVision.
We knew it was coming back again.
That I just don't believe that no more.
I agree. Well, he's kind of right because everybody and it's people's fault, right? The way they speculated everything that was going to happen in WandaVision. I mean, yeah, there were little hints, but people were reading so much into it, it wasn't even
speculating on Zo. They were declaring.
Yeah. And people have lost understanding the fine art of what is an Easter egg and what is foreshadowing.
Right.
You can have an Easter egg without it being foreshadowing.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Mostly.
But that's the thing. Everybody was like, "Oh, the commercials are the Stones, and the commercials are this," and like they just put all kinds of stuff into it. So
the Stones. Every episode, Slev was with us. The Stones, bro. I'm telling you, the Stones. They're coming back. She's gonna bring back the Infinity Stones. Like Slev, chill.
Stones are dead, bro. It's over. We did that for 11 years.
And then we got to Loki, and he's like, "I told you." Like those Stones are dead, dude. They ain't doing nothing.
He's like, I told you. It's like literally the scene where they're explaining how the Stones are dead now. Literally that scene.
Poe sent another $2 super chat. He said, "Panel, y'all blame the studio, writers, or directors? Blame them for what, though, Poe?"
All three.
Yeah. If
No, it
it's
depends on
poorly
what.
written characters,
Right.
then it's the writers.
Depends what.
If it's mad formulaic, then it's the studio.
Right.
I mean, we've
what are
we've
we
seen
talking
plenty of examples, and I'm not even pointing just to Zack Snyder. But we've seen plenty of examples, Quentin Tarantino, where directors, the creatives, visionaries are making a theater, are making a movie, and the studio steps in and completely just fucks it all up and
Right.
changes everything up on them.
Mm-hmm.
That happens quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a specific scenario, so we have to know exactly. He says on everything for the movie. A, what movie, and B,
all of them. All of them.
And what? But everything about what movie. I mean, that is so vague. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends, bro.
No. Paul, we're series 2. We just don't understand the question because it's a very vague question.
Right.
I'm always joking a little bit.
Right, but no, I'm serious. Like blame them for what though? Quality of the movie failing at the box
What
office?
movie?
I'm just saying movies in general.
Put the drink down.
I'm saying movies in general. Like that's what it sounds like.
Well, he said for the movie, not for movies. I'm just reading the English that's on the screen. He said for.
Well, there's
a
bunch
movie.
of shit up there. Hold on, let's
on
see.
everything for the movie, right?
Yep, but they have shitty movies behind their belt. Fuck the contract. They ain't a Kevin Feige, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, etc. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about.
I mean, here I'll throw it like let's pick one. Let's pick Star Wars, right? The sequels. Who do I blame for that?
The studio.
No, everyone.
It's the studio, bro. It's
Everyone.
definitely
No. It's not just the studio because Ryan Johnson was completely on board and she let him do whatever she wanted, knowing that he was going to do what she liked. And so Ryan Johnson's to blame for Last Jedi. Kathleen Kennedy's to blame for hiring Ryan Johnson. Kathleen Kennedy's to blame for lack of direction. J.J. Abrams responsible for saying "fuck you, Ryan Johnson" and basically making a Frankenstein movie that was his treatment for 2 movies in one. He was also responsible for thinking that it was okay to start a series like Star Wars and then just hand it off to somebody else and expect everything to work out. So no, and I don't blame the actors. I mean, there was some not great acting in it, but overall the actors were decent.
no. Overall, the actors were great.
Yeah, they were decent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, as far as the Star Wars sequels go, I blame directors, writers, and the studio because it was all one mixed bag of shit.
And you know what, Lunga, I hear what you're saying, but I have to go with the person that okayed all the shit, and it's the studio for me. You know what I mean?
I do that. The buck stops with the boss, right?
Yeah, but then that's the question. Like, who messed it up then, or do we just blame the person who has to who is responsible for the decisions? It's like I don't know.
But
it doesn't.
This is the same person that gave us Mandalorian, though. So I mean,
Right, sure. But specifically with the movies, I guess it's hard to
blame one particular.
It depends on what you gotta. It depends on exactly. You gotta be specific about what it is that you're trying to assess. That's what it. Because you just say the movie, then every fucking body. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's just the pacing of the movie. The director. You know what I'm saying? Like even a director, if it's written to be long paced, a director can cut it down. They can do that. You know what I'm saying? So
bad dialogue.
It depends
the writers.
on,
you know what
right.
I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you have to rewrite all of the fucking
as a
dialogue,
director,
it's crazy.
On the fly, if he hears the actor saying the dialogue and it doesn't sound right, the director can say, "Let's change this. Let's do that." They'll do that on the fly.
But now you got to rewrite all of the dialogue.
Not necessarily.
Right. If it's a quick fix, sure. But if it's bad dialogue, it's not 1 or 2 lines.
The whole,
the whole script is jacked. Right. Well, that's a problem. Yeah. That's
and then it's like, all right, screenwriters.
Yeah.
right.
I don't know if people realize. I don't know if people realize how many movies what you see on the screen is hardly ever the original, and I say original for a reason, original screenwriter's story.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
usually change it, have him change it or her change it, and then if that doesn't work, they bring in another one to take that script and fix it, and then they'll bring in a team to do some more fixing and changing to where it is nowhere like one of the biggest movies of all time, Forrest Gump. That happened to Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's happened to a lot of movies, and a lot of people don't realize that it's like the original screenwriter who did it. The only time you see it stick the way it is if it's like an indie film and the director's also the writer, or it's a big director who's given all the leeway to what they want, and he wrote it and they did it. Those happen, but your average everyday films, it's usually a lot of fingers touch that script before it gets to the screen.
Yeah. And even while they're filming it, like if you watch the directors like commentary while they're talking over the movie and stuff, they say it all the time. Sometimes this didn't work out, so we had to go back and change it. This line didn't work with this, and we did this, so then we had to go back and change this. They do it all the time. Absolutely. 100%. So I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with
writers. People don't realize how badly writers are abused. They are hired and fired off of projects like left and right. Writers have to make a movie by just constantly writing and hoping that something sticks. That's what they have to do. A director's different. He gets a job, he's usually there, and he's there. He's going to get paid for it, and the movie gets made. A writer.
And writers will write something and give it to a studio and still say, yeah, this is great, but we want the ending to be like this, or
Completely
maybe you could do this like that, or this like that. And the writer has to go back and he has to write it over again and all kinds of shit. Yeah,
but that's why, and it sucks, but that's why if they're going to develop it, the studio buys the rights to the script, and the writer no longer has any ownership of it.
That's that way they could do whatever they want to. Yeah, I know. That's why they were able to change the end of Watchmen, right?
Yep. It's the same thing with TV shows. People think that it's like people like there's a difference between a showrunner who also does writing and just a writer. If you're a writer and you're pitching an idea and they buy it from you, you lose everything out of it. Like Anne Rice. Anne Rice when she did she was happy with Interview with the Vampire. When they did Queen of the Damned, she hated Queen of the Damned. And she's the one who wrote the fucking book, but she sold the rights to them to make the movie, and they did what the fuck they wanted to with it.
Yeah. A lot of those movies. Yeah, a lot of those.
Rest in peace, by the way. Anne Rice passed away a couple weeks ago.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, shit. So did John Madden. John Madden passed away.
Yeah, he just died today.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up because we were just talking about Madden last night. It's like, oh shit.
But yeah, you're right though, because there's a few other movies that I can't think of off the top of my head, but had the same type of issues, right? Where the director the writer sold the rights to the movie, and they made the movie, and they didn't like it at all. I think it was Stephen King's. Shit, what's the one with Jack Nicholson?
The Shining?
Yeah.
Shining?
Yeah. Yes. Stephen King didn't like that. He didn't like The Shining.
Yeah, so they did change. Stanley went crazy with it.
Yeah, he didn't like it. Kubrick made it, right? Yeah.
The name is just in my head right now because, like I said, I just watched 2001: A Space Odyssey in 2010. Those last couple nights, and you want to talk about slow paced? Woo, Nelly! Go watch 2001. It's nothing but fucking orchestration, ships just floating through space for like 20 minutes.
That's why I can't stand Star Wars anymore. Because of that shit. It's just like, Jesus Christ. And when I say Star Wars, I'm talking about A New Hope.
I mean, it was different. You didn't even bother with the Phantom Zone. You just
I didn't. I had to do that real quick. I was gonna let him go. Then he said New Hope, and I'm like, no, you got.
But it was also a thing with the times. Those 60s and early 70s movies. That was the that was the style.
That's what they did. Yeah. It's facts.
Yeah, but that's why George Lucas wanted Star Wars to be like those 60 and those old Western serial type of movies. That's what he wanted.
You mean the movies that were currently being made at the time? Yeah, he wanted them to be just like that.
Kurosawa was way before Star Wars.
Right.
And the Westerns, I mean, Star Wars was in the 70s, you know. I mean, the Westerns were in the 50s.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what he did with Star Wars. But I could say that, you know, I can understand if you were to watch Star Wars today, be like, this is kind of boring. I can see that.
It's rough.
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never watched it before and you're used to Marvel movies, you're used to movies being made. I mean, if you're 30 years old, okay, and you haven't watched any, your parents didn't make you watch any old movies, and you're just growing up watching all the movies that have been made from 2000 until 2022, you know, something like Star Wars is like, what? You know, yeah.
I actually saw the old movies though. I seen old movies, and some of the older movies better than the new ones.
Yeah, of course, the classic movies, but
oh, see, I hate quote unquote classics. I what I mean by those is I cannot watch anything. I would say pre 1975.
Color.
I have a hard time with movies pre 1975. Yeah, and even some of those 70s movies, there's only certain ones that I like. You know, like I would say I'm in The Godfather and I'm in, you know, some, but most of them, it's like, whew, I can't do it. Black and white, forget it. I can't do anything. I can't do black and white movies.
I love the Big House, or the Jailhouse, whatever it was. That James Cagney shit. James Cagney got some shit. Boy, I fucks with James. Come on, top of the world,
shows,
Ma.
I can do TV shows. Old TV shows. I watched I Love Lucy. I watched all that shit. You know, I mean,
that's because the pacing is so much better.
Well, and it's all comedies, right? They're sitcoms. Right. It's all comedies. It's meant to make you laugh. You know, there's not much story. There's not much story going on there. It's just meant to make you laugh. You know, that's the whole point. But when it's story, now you want to talk about that's when I don't like slow paced, because those were all slow paced, Sanzo. A lot of those were slow paced.
When I was going like couple of years ago, maybe like 4 years ago, I was watching old movies. I was watching Cotton Club. I watched Ragtime. Still great movies to me. They were still good.
Ragtime?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't remember Ragtime?
Citizen Kane?
I remember Ragtime.
Yeah. You didn't like Ragtime?
No, I did not like Ragtime.
Really?
Not like Ragtime, bro. It was yeah.
I like Ragtime. I like it.
But that's mostly because I liked, at the time when I watched it, I was watching like the fucking Temptations and the Five Heartbeats and all that. So Ragtime was just mad boring. But it's been a long time, so I don't know. I don't remember most of it.
Yeah, I can't have fun with them 70s blaxploitation films. Those I can have some fun watching.
Of course you can, right?
Come on, man.
Oh, Jackie Brown and shit like that.
That came out in the 90s.
No, I'm talking about the original Jackie Brown.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, the original ones. You know what I mean?
Did you guys watch the Eddie Murphy Dolomite movie? Because I thought that was great too.
Yeah.
I
liked it. I didn't think it was that.
Yeah, we're good.
You know, that's the movie that kind of put Eddie Murphy a little bit back on the map, though, right? Because everybody was
not a little bit. That was his fucking first movie back.
Yeah,
after,
that was his introduction.
Right.
All those,
and then
everybody all those bad
started,
movies.
Right. Everybody
Mr. Church and 1,000 Words and fucking all those other trash movies.
Mr. Church was that bad, though.
I know. You like all kinds of bad shit. I know.
I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't great, but.
So after Come America 2, did Eddie Murphy say, "Yeah, now fuck this, I'm done"?
Well, he was supposed to do a stand-up. That shit hasn't popped up yet.
Because he old.
Well, he's taking.
They're going over the schedule with him. He's like, "What? Nah, fuck this." I'm saying
he wanted to go in the clubs first and do the touring and all that shit and like work on the act, and then he wasn't just gonna get out there because he could. He doesn't have to work on it. The motherfuckers say Eddie Murphy is coming to do a special. They're writing the checks. They want that to happen.
Yeah,
he doesn't
I
have
know.
to make good jokes. But he was like, "Nah, son, I'm not gonna do that shit unless I do it right."
Right, but
then
that's
COVID
the thing,
happened.
though. Well,
he needs to do spring training.
I think he's been talking about going on tour long before the COVID shit started, right? So
No, but he went to the clubs. He was talking about it with when he sat down with Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry
He was talking
Seinfeld.
about being in the clubs, and then Dave Chappelle. I remember he was on something talking about something and watching Eddie go up and do some jokes or whatever somewhere. I can't remember, man. I don't remember.
I thought he talked about going back to the club. I don't remember him saying he was.
He did. Yeah, no, he was talking about going back to clubs, and then I heard
that he did
Chappelle,
it,
and I think Chris Rock, or maybe it was Chris Rock. I can't remember which one of the Negro comedians it was, but one of them was like, "Yeah, Eddie man told some jokes," and I was like, "Why do I do this?" I was like, "Why do I do this?" And
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I watched a lot of these guys try to come back with their comedy specials, and they ain't good, man. Chris Rock's wasn't good.
Yeah, that shit was bad.
Mike Epps wasn't good.
I didn't watch it. Did I watch it? I don't think I watched it.
Arsenio Hall did one. It was trash.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I never really thought Arsenio Hall was that funny to begin with. To be honest with you,
no.
As a stand-up, no. Not
okay.
On a show, he was fine. In movies, it was fine. But as a stand-up, I don't think he was that.
Shit. To be honest with you, I don't
at the
even
beginning
remember
of every show.
Right.
That's a monologue. That's different. That's not the same.
Right. There's writers and shit. Yeah.
I don't ever remember him doing like a full up stand up though. Like if he did, I've never really seen one.
Well, I mean that's
from
how
Arsenio.
Chris Rock was special.
Well, he got the show
on that.
Yeah, I know, right? But he doesn't have no like stand up specials other than the one I seen on Netflix a few years ago. Right?
Yeah, no, I don't remember him having any specials either from the 90s or whatever, but he did do stand up and shit. That's how that's how he got noticed in the first place.
Was he ever on one of those talk shows doing stand-ups?
Not that I saw, but it was in the early 80s, so I don't know.
Right, I don't remember either. Or was he on? Remember when they had those comic reliefs? Maybe he was on one of those, and I just don't remember. But obviously, he is a stand-up comedian, so he had to have been doing stand-up, of course, right? But yeah, I don't know. I just don't remember.
And Chris Rock is funny, man. I disagree with that.
Evening at the Improv.
My name is Arsenio.
Is that the one? Yeah. Yep.
Embarrass us.
Okay.
Don't you do things that kind of embarrass you sometimes? I did something today and
Hold
I
on,
crowded.
You notice how Arsenio went from Carlton to black in like after he got his show? Because he sounds like Carlton here. I'm gonna let you know right now.
He's planning to go on Letterman tomorrow.
yeah, but here's the thing. Let's not pretend like Pryor was still a thing, okay? And he had big audiences.
Hold on.
And Eddie Murphy was in the prime too at this time, and he had white audiences. He was still.
Was he?
Yeah, man, the 80s. Delirious was like 1984.
Yeah, but like that's I mean, we don't know when this was. I mean, if it was after that, then sure. But like Pryor was different. Right. Well, that's what made him the best because nobody else was doing what he was doing.
But if you go back to Pryor's early years, he used to copy Bill Cosby. Like that's who he used to follow until he was like, I'm not Bill Cosby. I gotta do my own stuff. And then he went out and started like cursing and you know what I mean, and blew up. So
it doesn't actually have a year on here.
Of course not. They don't know.
It's weird.
They wasn't there.
Well, I mean, come on, look at the hair. This is the 80s. This is definitely the 80s.
No, it's definitely the 80s. I'm not. Yeah. It's definitely the 80s. I'm just saying, when is it pre or post Eddie? That's the question.
And I have to answer this real quick. Chris Rock was funny. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
no, Chris Rock was funny.
His stand up where what was the name of it, man?
Bigger and Blacker.
Yes, that was fucking hilarious.
I forgot what the other one was called though.
Pryor, Cosby, Murphy. Cosby was really funny in stand up though.
Cosby was still nigga when they was all like, you raping bitches. He did that set in fucking Canada. That shit was hilarious. It was the safest shit. He said, I'm getting old, I can't see. And whenever I'm walking down the street, my wife, whatever, they walking with me, there's this word that you could say. Like if I'm gonna bump into something, there's something you can say. This is what they do. He said when all they have to do is say stop. That's funny as fuck, bro. Man, yeah, Cosby's funny as shit. Too bad he be raping bitches.
Yeah, he was like he didn't curse in his comedy specials, but I remember watching one when I was young, and I was
Hilarious.
I was dying, bro. I was dying. I was like, yeah, Eddie, he's funny, man. Goes to show you don't really need to.
I see y'all later, Enzo. I got to work.
Yeah, no problem, Zone Nation. Thanks for coming on, man. It's first time on my channel. Much appreciated.
All right.
Take care, man. We'll close it up soon, though, guys, too.
Yeah, because we talking about Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby and shit.
I mean, his show premiered in '89.
The Cosby Show? Yeah.
No, his Arsenio Hall show.
Oh, Arsenio Hall Show. Yeah.
Yep. That was a nice.
Yeah, but that was after all the movies he did with Eddie.
No, because Coming to America was it was right before that.
Yeah.
Coming to America was like '87 or something.
Yeah, and Harlem Nights was.
Was Harlem Nights before that?
Pretty sure, because Richard Pryor was in it.
That's true, but hold on. Yeah.
Oh no, it was '89. Harlem Nights is '89.
Yeah. Around the same time, because I remember I thought he was doing his show at the same time he was doing Harlem Nights, but yeah, Coming to America is what gave him his show, hands down. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was because of that. That's why he got his show. And Arsenio's Hall show was popping. It was really good for how long was it on? 5 years, maybe. Sounds like Mike passed out.
But at any rate, if he did, Coming to America with Eddie, who was big at that point too, when he did those movies, and that was '88 and stuff, and Eddie was doing Delirious, like I said, it was '84 or something like that. That wherever we were watching at Evening at the Improv, it had to be around that same time. I mean, it's not like he had a fear of audiences.
Right.
He did not have to like change his gimmick for the white audience because Eddie Murphy was doing it just fine. Richard Pryor was doing it just fine. He didn't have to do that unless he was just extra worried about it.
Arsenio used to write jokes for Eddie too. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably around the same time. I think so.
Yeah, because he was here. It's good news. He was up for taking over for Joan Rivers on The Late Show in '87.
I don't think I remember that.
Well, he didn't do it.
Yeah, I know, but
that's why you don't remember.
Yeah, good point.
Well, since he took over hosting his reviews from Joan Rivers.
I think I remember him hosting the show a couple times.
Yeah. Joan Rivers was guest host. Remember, Joan Rivers would come in when Johnny Carson was out.
Yeah.
And he took over for a little bit. And then Jay Leno started doing it. And then he ended up becoming
the host of the show.
The host, which started that whole late night wars because
it was supposed to be
David Letterman. Yeah.
Yeah. And then David Letterman ended up leaving NBC and then going to CBS and going up against him. Who did you like better before we close up?
Between Jay Leno and David Letterman?
Yeah.
At the time,
conversation right here. Yo, Mike, wake up.
No, I do want to know what Mike does during this whole time when he just sits there and doesn't say nothing for like 40 minutes.
Oh, Mike's passed out.
Lubin and tubing.
I can hear him snoring.
From the day.
I'm listening.
Oh, you're there? He just woke up? He just woke up?
Barely.
Well, see, I thought this was going to be a stream about WandaVision, so I came in.
Right, of course.
To find out y'all talking about Boba Fett.
What is this?
Did we get Zill's take on WandaVision? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Do we want
it? I think we know what he thinks about WandaVision.
Bird Breakfast Club got a point. Paul Mooney is the GOAT. Paul Mooney is one of the GOATs. I will say this. Paul Mooney was hilarious.
I liked him.
He's another one. Well, that's because he's gay. He's another one of those dudes who, like, it was funnier before. It's less funny now, or not now, but it was as it got later. It's less funny. I still thought he was funny, but it was significantly less funny.
Was it significantly less funny because it was more true than it was more fact-based humor than just like
it was less. It was less about the joke. He wasn't. Yeah, it was. Right. He was just kind of up there saying true things. Mm-hmm. Cool, but on truisms. But create a joke for me. You know,
Right, but
provide
Chris
some
Rock does that
perspective
too.
that
Chris,
like I need. Yeah, but
he does it
he
funny
creates
though.
a joke. Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like
It's, yeah,
he creates he takes a thing,
right.
and then even though the last one I didn't think it was
It's
Tambourine.
garbage.
I
That's
think
why he
Tambourine,
was a
yeah,
writer,
yeah.
because he was
it
a
wasn't
writer
very
for Richard.
funny, but
Right.
yes,
And it wasn't the whole controversy too about supposedly him and his Richard son were goofing, were fucking around, and that's caused the split. And some of the people there's this whole rumor about that too.
What was
I
that,
did
Mike?
not know about that.
Yeah, what was that, Mike? I mean, Lunga, what was that?
Paul Mooney supposedly he was having an affair with Richard's son. I think it was. That's what it was, and that caused some
I
problem.
think I heard that. Yeah, I think I heard something like that. Yeah.
Goddamn
But
homosexuals.
he used to write the Richard Pryor's jokes. Like for a lot of
Yeah, he
comedians,
was accused of sexually abusing Richard Pryor Jr.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
Okay. Yeah, but he used to write jokes for a lot of those comedians back in the day. Like if you go watch, you'll see Paul Mooney, Robert Townsend as well. You know, they used to write jokes for these guys. So that's what it is. But yeah, it wasn't. I never found his jokes really funny to me. You know, I know he would talk real stuff, but
Richard Harris.
Richard Harris was hilarious.
That's a funny motherfucker.
Bebe Kids.
Richard Harris, the white dude.
Oh, Baby Kids.
No,
It's
Bebe Kids.
funny you bring that up because I hadn't watched that forever, and Marie wanted to watch it out of the blue, like
Robin
weeks ago.
Harris.
Robin
Robin
Harris.
Harris.
Yes.
Oh, I'm like, yeah.
Robin.
No, Richard Harris is like some white dude with like long blonde hair.
Richard Harris is
sorry,
Dumbledore. That's Dumbledore.
Yeah, not the first Dumbledore. Sorry.
Right.
Robin Harris.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
Robin Harris, hilarious. Absolutely.
I really don't think you can make a movie like Baby's Kids today. I don't think they would do it.
I mean, South Park is still a thing.
Is it though?
South
gonna
Park
say that.
is satire in all society. Baby's Kids is more culturally based,
Insular.
and it would and people would have an issue with it.
Like I know
Yeah, you
South
could still
Park.
do it though.
Or how
I
about
know
just like
South
the
Park is
Bernie
still
Mac
on-
show?
Oh, I never watched
You could
the Bernie
still
Mac
you could
show.
still you are out. The Bernie Mac show is great.
I never watched it. Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
It's great.
I figured he.
I was late to it. I was mad that I was late to it because like it
I
was
thought
like
he was
I
too
think
lovey
2000
dovey with them fucking kids, but
Loved it. I think it was like 2010 or some shit. It was on Netflix when Netflix was first blowing up, the streaming part of it. And I was freshly unemployed, and I was like, "What? I never watched this Bernie Mac show. Let me turn this on." That shit was fucking great. Now it's a little sanitized. It's definitely washed. You know what I'm saying? But it's fucking hilarious, man. I love that shit.
He was my favorite in the Kings of Comedy. And there was a whole controversy with them too there with fucking what's his face apparently like fucking everybody over.
Who? Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey, yeah.
Did he?
Apparently there was problems there where certain people weren't getting highlighted the way they're supposed to be, and he was like the show was about him. Even though he was just the MC, and they were actually all better comedians than he was.
I never heard that.
Yeah, I mean it's all rumor stuff, nothing proven. But,
they definitely were all better comedians then.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Steve Harvey's pretty funny.
Steve Harvey has lines. Okay, like when you put him on the show, like Family Feud,
He's
shit's
hilarious.
hilarious.
He's
Okay,
fucking hilarious on
it's
that.
reactionary lines to what dumb shit people say. Okay, that's funny, but stand up, the rest of them were all better than him. Cedric was better than him. Bernie Mac was better than him. They were all better than him.
I don't know. Steve Harvey had one stand up that I watched that was really funny. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
But
Steve
just him
Harvey is
alone
funny.
was
He's
really
a good
funny,
stand-up
man.
comedian, but he's not as funny as D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac, and he's
I
not
think
as
he's
good
funnier
a
than
stand-up
D.L.
comedian. No, not
I think
sure.
he's funnier
You
than
can
D.L.
you can feel that way. You feel all kinds of crazy ways about the prequel series of Star Wars, and you don't like the
Has
Dark
nothing
Knight
to do with
trilogy,
that.
all this stuff, like whatever.
You like
I
Spider-Man
get
3?
it, right?
Yeah,
like
do.
I get it, but you're wrong. D.L. Hughley
Tommy
is
Davidson's
a
better
much
than D.L.
funnier
Hughley.
comedian there.
Tommy Davidson's funnier than D.L.
Nah,
Hughley.
He's more
no,
physical
D.L.
than
Hughley's
D.L.
better.
Hughley, which is fine, I guess.
Nah, it's like stand up. I think he's funny.
Stand up. He's more physical. He's a more of a physical comedian than D.L. Hughley. I like D.L. Hughley. It's a lot funnier. But the D.L. Hughley's latest stand-up, Contrarian or whatever, that shit was not good either. There's a lot of
I know that.
Netflix had a rash of
Yeah, I
just
know that.
bad stand.
Oh,
Like
the only one that was funny was Cat Williams.
Yeah, but he fucked himself up.
Cat Williams' last one was funny. It wasn't great, but I laughed.
Wait, was that
Yeah.
which the Patriot shit or whatever that shit
I
was?
think it was the Patriot one.
Ah, that shit. I didn't like that shit.
My
It was
favorite
like
one
Cat
is we
Williams
was dressed
doing
up
Cat
like that
Williams'
motherfucking
greatest hits.
leprechaun.
I didn't like that shit.
Whichever stamp it was, we using that fucking green ass suit.
Oh yeah,
Pimpin',
Pimp
or still
Chronicles,
pimpin',
Pimp
pimpin',
Chron- yeah,
or
something
Pimp
like
Chron,
that.
whatever they were. All that pimp shit.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of them.
Yeah. I mean, he was good in that one. That was the one where he was like, you know, he lights her out, smoke some weed, you won't give a damn. That one was good.
He is a sweating motherfucker too. That man sweats like nobody's business.
Yeah, that one was good too. But yeah, for me, out of all of the ones that came out, I think his was the funniest. Like, wasn't the greatest, but it was funny. You know, so I don't know. Stand up to me is just not the same as it used to be, right? Even fucking what's his name? Russell Peters. Used to love that guy.
I used to love him too.
Then he got a little
Does
old.
that have anything with him being Canadian? Does that have anything to do with him?
Nah.
Never really fucked with Russell Peters all that. I think he was good at what he did, but that was a different.
When he was first starting, he was doing his
timing,
stand up.
maybe,
He was
for me.
good. He got
Yeah,
bad.
when he
I mean,
first
got
started.
boring after a while. But those
Right,
first
'cause-
4 or 5 years,
because everything got repetitive. His jokes got
Yeah.
repetitive over and over again. You know what I mean? And that's where I think he fell off. But his first couple of years, he was hilarious, man.
but that thing with Cat Williams too. He could have kept going, but he was doing dumb shit, getting himself arrested and all this other dumb shit. And then he was having this fucking feud with Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart's like, "Fuck, man, do your thing. Give a fuck."
Oh,
It's like, what?
that's another one that was trash. Kevin Hart's last one, that was garbage.
I didn't.
Yeah,
the one
Kevin's
he did,
been on the
the
decline.
COVID one they did at home.
The COVID one, yeah.
Mhm.
At home, yeah, that wasn't that good.
That was garbage.
Clearly didn't run those jokes by anybody. All of the
Nope.
jokes felt like unpolished. You know, like they just it just
Well,
was.
he's a
not,
mogul
it just
now.
wasn't good.
He's a mogul now. You know, it's
And sure, yeah, good. I watched the fucking that shit with him and Wesley Snipes. That shit was great.
Oh man, you watched it, eh?
So
When you watch
yeah,
it?
that shit was
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
So like, go do more of that. Surprise me some more. Stop doing stand up. I do stand up. I'm not doing it.
I told you that shit was fire. Like that,
Yeah, that shit
shit
was great.
was really good,
It was
man.
good. It was
Wesley
really good.
Snipes'
And he
performance was
surprised me,
great.
man.
Me too. He had those moments where he walks up to his bodyguards and he's like, "Fuck off! I told you to leave me the fuck alone." I was like, "Okay." Kevin Hart was putting it down.
But not only that, like I gotta be honest with you, like when the series first started and stuff was going on, I thought it was gonna be all Wesley Snipes, the bad guy, and he's just caught up in all this shit. And then it quickly, I'm like, oh no, he cold blooded. I'm like, holy shit, he just choked this motherfucker out, killed this motherfucker in the middle of the hotel room.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
The only thing I will say is I knew from the start Wesley Snipes had set everything up.
Oh yeah, that was
it was super. Yeah, it was obvious.
Yeah, that was.
If you'd
obvious.
ever watched anything, you knew that it was his fault.
Right. But the end where he shoots him, I was like, oh shit, okay.
Nah, I saw that coming too.
That
That
nigga
once
was
you
real
got
good
to
at
that,
shooting.
once you got to that episode, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna kill him.
Oh yeah, I
Real
didn't
good
think
at
that.
shooting. He was real good at shooting.
I
He
know,
let off
I know.
4 shots.
I
2
know.
of them went into each nigga head. That shit was crazy. And then the other 2 went into his brother's chest. That shit was crazy.
And then how he
crazy, bro.
And then when he does that last interview at the end, and he just comports himself, and he puts on a performance.
Yeah.
He switches into actor mode and just puts on a performance. Which was like, it had me questioning, like, did Kevin Hart really kill somebody?
I know, right? I know, right?
Both of you sound ridiculous. Shut up.
I know, right?
I'm like, this was too real. He slipped in his role way too comfortably.
Facts. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to go and see if he had a brother or some shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, he did a really good job. And I want to see him do more stuff like that, because a lot of the people would complain about him being the same in like every single movie, which is it's a fair critique, right?
Dude, if
it's
he keeps doing these
but...
things, he has a potential of becoming a big time dramatic actor. He needs to stay away from the easy money comedy movies, which don't do shit at the theaters, but he gets his paycheck. I mean, that's what the point of it is, right? You know, he gets his paycheck and whatever it makes, and they'll keep hiring him because it's comedy, you know, but they're not that good. They're just not, his comedy movies are just not that good. But the dramatic ones, really good. He did a good job.
He was good in Fatherhood. He was good in The Upside, and he was good in this one.
Yeah.
You know.
So he has been getting better.
Right.
But I think and you know, I don't want to put a ceiling on him, but I think we've reached as good as he's gonna get in the what was that shit called? Time something Heartless.
True story.
True story.
Right?
Yeah. That shit. Yeah, true story. So I think that's as good as it's gonna get though. And you know, there was some times where I was like, Kev, you're just not laughing, but you're doing the same ranty thing that you do. You're just not laughing after every line. So you know, there's a little bit of, you know, and then I don't expect him to fucking be Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, he doesn't have to be, right? He can keep doing exactly that, and I'm gonna be happy as long as the stories are interesting. And that story is really what carried him through that series.
His comedian self in that show was not like Kevin Hart. Like, he could have easily just been Kevin Hart. Because he didn't have to, you know, but he acted it like, so his comedian persona in there was even like
different than his
comedy
real
lines were different than the stuff he does as Kevin Hart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a difference there. He could have just easily just done, I'll just be Kevin Hart when I'm the comedian, you know. But he actually tried. He tried and he did something different with it. That was good.
Well, did any of you guys see The Upside?
Yeah. I was surprised by his performance in The Upside. It wasn't great. He was much better in this. But it was his first like serious role, or whatever. He never done it before. Fine. And I was surprised. I was like, oh wow, I was genuinely surprised by his performance.
Wait, did I see The Upside?
That was him and Bryan Cranston
in the chair, and he's a painter, and Kevin was the painter, but he was really a fucking garage guy or whatever.
Have you guys seen the original? It's a French
movie.
movie.
I did see that.
No.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, the original's better.
Sure.
Yeah,
of course. It doesn't have Kevin Hart in it.
But it's a French movie though.
Like, he surprised me. He wasn't great.
No, I know. But what I'm saying, it's a French movie though. Like, it's.
I'm not gonna watch
it. Now that we just brought it up
stuff.
with The Upside, can we talk about Bryan Cranston? Is a really good fucking actor.
Oh, he was great in that too.
How this man goes from Malcolm in the Middle to fucking Breaking Bad to these kind of movies is like, he's got range.
Yeah, he was good in that too. He was really good. You know what I mean? And Kevin Hart, I think, was good in The Upside. He was better in Fatherhood, and then this one was his best so far, right? Because Fatherhood,
and it was good.
Which one?
He did a good job. All of them really, but this one, this True Story, he did a really good job.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll see what happens with him. That being said, guys, we're almost 3 hours, so we'll close it up. Appreciate everybody that came in here and watched the show. I'm gonna let these guys go through their channels real quick. Langa, talk to the people, sir.
Yeah, Great Council. It's right there below. YouTube.com/The Great Council. Me and Yellow try to do the midday mashup when we can wake our asses up, because we apparently are up all fucking night now. But we are doing Book of Boba Fett watch parties. Anzo joins us as well as Slevin, me and Yellow. And we do our D&D campaign on Tuesday nights, and What the Rank with me and Stormy on Thursday nights over at the Great Council.
Excellent. Yeah, man, make sure to check that out. What the Rank is good. You guys do good shit over there. I like it. Mike, still there? You still up?
I'm here.
Talk to the people, sir.
Well, I have a channel and a store, and I'm usually at the store more than the channel, but I do a video at least once a week showing the new stuff that's coming out. So even if you don't live near my store, you can at least be informed, so you know what you're going to have, what's in store for you when you get to your store. But if you don't have a store around you and you want to get some books, I can also facilitate that too. But yeah, my channel is it's a long, really ridiculous story about I finally got over 100 subscribers and I couldn't get the name.
Whoop, whoop.
Because apparently it's reserved or something, which makes no sense so I haven't decided on a name yet, but yeah, so I'm there. Just go to roguecomics.online. All the social media stuff is there, but thanks for having me, Anzo. Yellow,
no problem.
And Lunga too. Like talking to you guys.
Word.
Thanks for coming on. Much appreciated. I never heard of a name being reserved though. That's weird.
I know. That's what
I don't get it, because there was another Great Council that was out there, and I was able to make the Great Council on mine. So
really?
That's weird. Yeah.
Now,
if we're talking about the URL, yeah, if the URL is reserved, or if someone has it.
Yeah, no, nobody has it. So I don't know what the deal is.
It is weird. Maybe I'll send. I think I have a video where it could show you how to do it. You could try it like that and see if it works. Just gotta find the video. But Yellow Desert, go ahead, brother. Talk to people.
Yeah, man. Feel me? Thanks for having me, man. Big Fett Entertainment.
No problem, man. Thanks for popping in.
Wait a minute. Don't undersell it. You're doing something. You're doing something in New Year's.
I don't feel like it. Harry Potter reunion watch party, yo. Tune in over there on Yellow Desert
channel. Gonna be a Harry Reunion. We're gonna be watching the Harry Potter reunion special. Come check it out.
New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
I'm not sure yet. It might be New Year's Eve.
Okay, cool. So you guys see it. Make sure you check that out. If you're not subbed to these guys, make sure you sub to their channels. I'll have great content, man. You know, and I enjoy hanging out with these guys and talking a lot of shit, even though Mike trashes Attack of the Clones. And yeah, so that being said, peace. Oop.
Brainstorming, brains stay pouring all over the court. Check your trade scoring, irrational activists. Others remain dormant, factual passages. Able to wage war when time call for it. Burn fire upon corpus setting his back. Sun is fall forward. See the big picture. Don't get stuck on small portraits. Tap resources, your three inner forces. Mind, body, and soul working like piano chords. Linking the piece together from the root like Neanderthals. Reserving animalistic behavior when I convert into the cross satanic spiritual savior. Words that are used are the truth if I never gave ya anything else in your life. Remember words that I breathed on this mic. I print people a copy to read what I write. Tell it fast like my speed on a bike. Like a native chief, I speak and bring peace with a pipe. Subtle as a thief in the night with beats in a light. Check the I'm blacking out like Slobodan Milosevic. Hold that, take some with you. Eternal pain when New Jerusalem hit you. Fall back, don't press the issue in script. Lock, split, check, Bethlehem officials.